Falcon fans, and of course, good old Atlanta Falcon fans. You already know what it is. You already know what to do, man. One time for the fan. We are back talking Falcons football. Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Pretty much everywhere, man. Wherever you can find one time for the fan, we are there. If we are not there, let us know so we can get on there. Man, it's going down in a major way, joined by T Will, former ATL Sports, one time for the fan. Big shout out to Miss Carrie. Big shout out to 43,000. Um, man, I don't know where to start. Well, let's start like this. T Will, how's everything going? Of course, we had a very interesting podcast on Friday for about 5 hours, which
Yes,
was
we did.
unexpected.
Yes,
We
did.
told each other, and we do this every time. We tell each other, hey, look, we're going to talk for about 30, 45 minutes to an hour, and then we're going to get off. 5 hours later, we're still on live talking Falcons football. You done went to Walmart and got the shopping. You done went to the drive-thru and got some food for the fam. You're dropping off all the stuff you had to take care of. You're doing your chores and your errands and stuff.
Uh-huh.
We had a great day that day. Then, of course, over the weekend, news came out that the Atlanta Falcons now have a new head coach. So, of course, social media has been social mediating, and we have to get to that too as well with the fan base, find out how are they feeling, find out how things are going. The chat is already live. The chat is already lit. The fans in the stands are here. Talk some Falcons football with one time for the fan. T. Will, before we get to the breaking news that I'm sure every Atlanta Falcon fan has already heard about, how are you doing since our 5-hour podcast, sir?
Doing well, sir. Reinvigorated, got some rest. Let me tell you something. That was a long podcast. I think you and I did one on my channel last night where it was 2.5 hours. So we've been definitely we've been pushing it to the limit. So all is well, man. Good day. You know what I mean? Just excited to see what the next steps are for our newly appointed head coach. And what the next steps are for the Falcons organization. But yeah, all in all, man, doing well, no complaints. Watching the playoff games, and yeah, it's been fun. So, how are you? And hey, man, we got some fans in the stands.
I'm doing well. The fans in the stands are going crazy right now. Big shout out to all the fans. Let's get to something that we can take care of in just a matter of minutes before we have this long conversation about our new head coach. Let's get to the playoffs. How are you enjoying the playoffs? Of course, the Houston Texans didn't bring their A game today against the New England. Hate saying that name. No. The New England Patriots. But
no, sir. The defense brought their A game.
Right.
Okay. Because had that Texans defense not been on that field, that game would have been 70-0. Okay. Mm-hmm. CJ Stroud didn't get off the bus. I don't know what's going on with him. 4 interceptions. 1, 2, 3, 4 interceptions.
Actually, counted 5. He just threw another one on the way to the bus.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Counted 5.
That's right. Unfortunate. They definitely deserved a better fate. And, hey, man, it's a quarterback-driven league. I think the Texas defense is the most dominant, but if you leave a defense out there for 40 minutes, anybody's going to get tired. Anybody's going to break down, and that's what happened. But if that had been any other defense, that game would have been 40-0. Like, the fact that they were able to keep it 28-16 speaks volumes, because that defense generated 3 turnovers themselves. So, unfortunate. Let me see. Games from yesterday. Who played yesterday? I got to think. Who played yesterday, Jack?
Sorry, I messed it up. You had the Falcons are in the playoffs, so it's kind of like I don't even care really. But we did have teams that played yesterday. Damn, T. Will, who the hell played?
Who played yesterday?
No, don't do this to me, T. Will. I know you're joking, right?
I'm not joking. Who played? Let me see.
No, we had the Bills and the Broncos.
Yeah,
of course,
right. All right. So
Josh Allen led Bills did not get the job done against the Broncos. And, of course,
the
49ers got belt to ass yesterday.
Yeah, I don't – to be honest with you, man, I don't think anybody's stopping Seattle this year. I mean, because they they play a game like you going up against a python, right? Once a python has you in his grip, he's not going to let loose.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you breathe, he's just going to tighten it a little more and a little
Mm-hmm.
more and a little more and a little more. And that's what they do. They literally suffocate teams. They beat those boys 41-6, and it wasn't even close. And I just, if Houston had made it, maybe, because they have a defense that can hang with Seattle. But, of the two teams next week, New England and the Broncos, I don't think either one of them are going to be.
I'm not even going to lie. Mike Vrabel got the Patriots defense all juiced up right now. Like, that's looking like the creative team right now on Madden. That's a juiced up defense over there.
Yeah, he does, but I don't see them being a challenge for Seattle. I don't.
Right.
I could be wrong. Right. Rams and Bears are playing tonight. It's 10-10.
Right.
Good game. So we'll see. But either one of the, like, Seattle played that game last night. Halfway through, they were like, "Bring me more. Who's worthy? Can I find a worthy opponent, please?"
One thing is, too, as well, the cold weather environment is playing. I mean, Seattle played last night. Of course, it's an outdoor stadium. Seattle's pretty chilly around this time of the year. Of course, Denver, too, as well. Denver and the Bills. Then you have the Bears and the Rams playing in some crazy weather conditions. And then earlier, the Patriots and Texans. And that sucks for the Texans, too, because that's an indoor team, going out there into the snow in New England, which, the temperature was actually pretty rough for a team that plays indoors.
CJ sucked today.
Right.
CJ sucked today. Just bottom line. You got to call it like it is, man. You can't. Some of those throws, you're about to be sacked and you just chunk it up. That's backyard football, bro.
Right.
Hey, come on. You can't in the playoffs, in a divisional playoff, you can't do that against good teams. This is squarely on him. This ain't on the defense. This is on him.
Right.
And I hope he can take it because it is all his fault. Nobody else's fault but him. I know that, and I'm not even talking about your completion percentage being like 40 to 50%. I'm saying you can't make certain throws. Now, if he was injured, that's one thing, because they were saying that maybe something was wrong with his hand or whatever, but you had 3 turnovers against Pittsburgh, at least. Mm-hmm. So was your hand hurt last week too? I don't know.
Throwing like what, 7 or 8 turnovers in the past 2 games right now for Stroud?
Yes. I mean, no, I think he fumbled 5 times last week. So between that, like 9 turnovers in 2 weeks.
Well, and that's enough. That's enough CJ Stroud talk for today, I think.
I'm not trying to beat up on him. I'm just saying he's got to be better, and the Texans deserved a better fate, bro. But
right.
We can get off. Look, CJ, much love, man. I want you to do well. You just got to be better, bro. Got to be better.
Shout out to H-Town, man. Y'all be fine. I got enough strip clubs to pick up the sadness. Don't worry about it. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. King, Atlanta supporter, is in here. Big shout out to King, Atlanta supporter. You got GB Hall in the chat talking trash and talking Falcons football too as well. Big shout out.
How's Meg doing, Jack? Meg okay?
T-Will, don't get me started. T-Will, I'll add you to the roast too. Don't even try it. Brother, look at DSGB Hall over there like, yeah, T-Will, ask him how Meg doing. There is no Meg. The joke is it's a personal joke between me and DSGB Hall. That's why I put in the chat, tell Matt Ryan give Carolyn her seats back. DSGB Hall knows what's going on.
Oh, wow. Hey, man, Batman can't roast Robin, okay? I'm just saying. Same team, bro. Okay?
I'm just saying, man. Big shout to Kill in the chat, too, as well. Going around the emoji. Shout out to Prince Kill. Shout out to Smooth C in here talking football with us, too, as well. Auntie Pam.
Auntie! What's going on?
Football. Big shout out to Auntie Pam. Wallace Smith is back in the building. Big shout out. As soon as we get the head coach, here come Wallace Smith. Gotta come talk some Falcons football.
Hey, Wallace was on the show with us last night too.
He was.
Yeah, he was in the chat.
Oh, he was in the chat. Oh, that's what's saying. Big shout out to Wallace Smith, man. Wallace Smith's been here rocking one time for the fan for a long time. Big shout out to Wallace Smith. Silk Legacy is here.
What up, Silk?
Official member of Southern Silk, the group with
hey man, I need you to read his comments with respect, sir. He deserves that, okay?
Right. Big shout out to Southern Silk in the chat. Big shout out.
I need you to read his comments with respect, sir. Come on. You didn't read them.
Hopefully there's no echo. Is there an echo? Let me see.
No, I don't. You guys hear an echo? I don't hear an echo.
If anybody hears an echo, let me know, because we have a not a special guest, but a special friend. Her name is Carrie.
It's
Here,
Carrie, baby. What's going on, Carrie?
one time for the fan. Carrie in the building. Carrie, what's up?
How you guys doing?
Doing good. Everything all
Get on
right?
her chill vibe today. How you guys doing?
Wow. Okay.
It's Sunday night, T. Will. She's coming in here.
It's-
What would you say last
it's
night,
the
Carrie?
quiet
Fashionably
storm.
I'm
late.
chill. I'm chilling. I am not feeding into what these people like. I am protecting my peace. I'm not listening to somebody that says we don't have a quarterback. I'm not listening to anybody that says they're already negative about the head coach. I'm just not doing that. I'm leaving that ish in 2025. I'm sorry.
It's a
Like I'm
lot going
chilling.
on, Carrie, and I'm
I'm
glad you're here because you might be
chilling.
able to turn the negatives into positives from some of these fans.
Hey,
That's
I
man.
across social
mean,
media.
maybe not, because some people just love to be negative, right? And we already knew this was going to happen, man. No matter who the Falcons picked as the head coach,
True.
Falcons fans are never happy. And there's always going to be people complaining. There was people complaining when Raheem got hired, Arthur Smith got hired, and the coach after Kevin Stefanski, there's going to be people complaining. So I'm chilling. Hope you
I'm
guys are
just
chilling too.
I'm wondering, like, if I were to throw my name into the coaching pile, like, would y'all be upset if Jack Spade got hired? Right? I'm sure the fan base would have been like, "Yo, that's Jack. That's one time for the fan. He's the new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. Oh shit, we about to turn up, and he's about to be running a whole bunch of stretch plays and quarterback run sweeps to the left, right,
And
throwing
80 on the
80-yard
run.
bombs on the run.
80 on the run plays.
80
That's
on
going
the
to be a
run. That's what we do,
specialty.
man. It's the only
It'll be
play
a
in the
special.
playbook. Lisa Shepard's here.
Live, your former host of One Time for the Fan, your new Atlanta coach, Jack Spade.
Podcasting at halftime, PS5 in the back going on.
Oh,
Uh,
shit.
Lisa Shepard's here too. The internet has been an extremely wild place this weekend. So many people are renouncing
What up,
their
Lisa?
Falcons fandom.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
man.
that's crazy
Silk
stuff.
Legacy said, get some yeek. Jack, you didn't read it, and that was disrespectful. Silk, this is for you. Get some yeek. Okay.
I was, you know what's funny? Because when I was reading the Silk Legacy comment and Carrie had popped up, it showed me a message that
Don't put it
Carrie
on
was
here. Don't put
in
it on
backstage. So I went quickly to see
Bad
the
black
message
Carrie.
that Carrie sent. Silk Legacy, I
Oh yeah,
apologize,
blame
man.
Carrie. Blame
Let's be
Carrie.
accountable.
Okay,
Do not
Oh
blame
my
Carrie.
gosh, we
Let's be
would
accountable.
never.
Do
We
not
would
blame
never.
What's up, Silk Legacy? How you doing?
Silk, what up, man?
I'm
All right.
chilling.
Look, y'all online tuna checking in from New Zealand. Big shout out to online tuna. He's up early in the morning
No
talking
signal on
Falcons
T-Will's
football.
Taco Bell screen.
No signal on the Taco Bell screens. T, what was going on with the Taco Bell screens back there?
Hey man, I had to shut the Taco Bell down for a little while. You know, they're doing some cleaning in the background, so you know, had to do it, man. We'll be open in about an hour. Don't worry, we'll be open in about an hour. It's all
Look at
good.
Maz in the chat. Maz said, "Can you, Jack, and Terry read? If so, there might be a job for you. I'm also applying." Oh my god! Oh my gosh! Damn! Matt Ryan, get in here quickly.
Early.
Matt Ryan, somebody tag Matt Ryan. Get him in here.
Shit. I wonder if Maz knows Craig. That's a Craig shot right there, man. That's a Craig.
You know, Craig probably using that burner account. His minutes are probably up. Big shout out to Tyreek Johnson in the chat too as well.
Oh, he's
What's
starting
up,
early.
fellas? Wallace Smith is in the chat. 82 Monte Carlo is in the chat in here.
What up,
Me and
Carlo?
T-Will had a brain freeze on who played yesterday because the Falcons ain't playing. So we're like,
Yeah,
shit.
we didn't really care.
If Hamilton Johnson said Carolyn doesn't deserve a seat at all, point blank. Tell DSGB Hall that, Auntie Pam. He's hiding her. Big shout out to Falcon fans here in the chat. Let's see who we got here. T. Terry's up in the chat. We're trying to catch up to all the fans in the stands.
Hey,
It's
everyone.
real crazy when we can't catch up to the fans during the show.
What's
So
going
I
on?
promised myself.
It is bananas in that chat right now. Y'all.
Right.
Y'all
right.
are really coming with it.
Auntie Pam said, all I got to say is we are manic depression fan base. Oh
Did
my
she just
god.
call our fan base bipolar? Is that what she did?
What is
they
going
are
on
too.
here?
They are too,
wow.
Auntie Pam. No, you got a great point, because as soon as we start
Wow.
winning, they're gonna be, back to
Right.
just. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. We got a lot of fair weather fans. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mm.
And it is what it is. I'm gonna support my team as a diehard fan, no
I
matter
love it.
who's on my team, who's the head coach, who's the GM, who's the owner. I don't care. I'm a Falcons fan, right? That's the logo. So I don't really. I mean, I think it's wild to say I'm not gonna support my Falcons anymore because who they picked as the head coach is just crazy to me.
There's just some
But
cheers for Carrie.
I mean, that's your business.
Carrie,
She said what she
I
said.
mean, no, but truly, it's out of our control. So why get worked up about it? You know, like
Well,
why?
and yeah, and not only that, Carrie, but it's a context is a very important thing, right? It's a very important thing.
that word's been thrown around the past 24 hours a lot. Context. We need some context with this right here.
Yes. Well,
Padres in the chat too as well. We shot the Padres.
yeah. If a bad coach can ruin a good player, then a bad owner can ruin a good coach. So if you're in a situation where ownership is just doing silly stuff, you're not going to be as successful. And we don't have to get into granular detail or specifics about it. But look, Matt Ryan knows more football than most of us will ever know. And if
All of
he
us.
thinks,
All of us, really.
I'm just look.
Well, I do have like
I'm in
10
the
Hold
us.
on,
No,
hold on,
I'm in
hold
the
on.
us.
Hold on now. I do
And
have
I'm
like
just-
10 Madden
respectfully.
NFL
I'm just-
championships.
I'm just I'm right. Okay.
I'm a 10-time Super Bowl winner on Madden.
Of
so
course.
of course.
Of course.
I've dialed up the right plays against some of the toughest opponents on Madden that's ever been.
And it wasn't on the easy setting in Madden, right? It was on all Madden, right?
User versus
Of course it was all
user. You
Madden.
got to know how to beat some of these cats.
It
man.
was all Madden. I understood. No, but in all seriousness, if he's good enough for Matt Ryan, if Matt Ryan sees it in him, then we at least should give him a chance. Because again, and I think Kerry brought this up, and I brought this up many times. There are a lot of coaches who their first start wasn't great. You know, Bill Belichick didn't do great in Cleveland, but he went on to win 6 rings. So it's not how you start; it's how you finish. Let's give him a chance.
Not just that, but to your point, he actually had about the same exact win percentage in Cleveland as Bill Belichick did. He actually would have had a higher win percentage if you didn't count these last 2 seasons, really.
Right.
So.
Bill Belichick's win percentage in Cleveland, I think, or his first season win-loss ratio was the same as his last season in New England, if I'm not mistaken, too, as well. So Bill Belichick, you know, he's been on both sides of the fence. He's been on the winning side. He's been on the losing side. But Padres in the chat, he said if Jack was the head coach, he's missing at least 3 games to go to the store real quick. Oh, shit.
Wow.
That is tough.
Wow.
Shout out to Padre, man.
Fired.
I'm Team Padre tonight because he also said Carrie is spitting. So shout out to Padre.
Hey, Krinsman Huntsman's back in the chat. Shout out to Krinsman Huntsman in the chat. Jay Black is here. We got let's see. Got 1K in the chat. Zone 6 Stefanski. Zone 6 Stefanski. We got Zone 6 Kirk and Zone 6 Stefanski. Kirk Frost still in the building. So it's going up. Strapped Up is in here. He said, hope all is well, bros. Who are we getting for GM? We're going to get to all that just here in a minute. Your boy Deezy is in the chat. Shout out to your boy Deezy in the chat. Big shout your boy Deezy. So I just want to win, y'all. Let's see. We're trying to catch up. Let's see if we can catch up some more. I think we are here at the point where we are good. Now let's get to the nitty gritty.
You forgot about DSGB Hall.
DSGB Hall, Carrie, I'm going to call Megan a spade. That one?
Yeah, because I wanted to say you can call her Megan Spade.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Carrie, don't play into this roast. We'll add you to the list.
Wow.
Carrie, don't play into this
Shout out to
roast.
DSGB Hall. Shout out to him.
Hey, I'm
and
telling you.
Also shout out to Miss Pam, because Auntie Pam, she said she's going to be in her section repping her team no matter what. She's a diehard fan, but she said you can donate your jerseys to her clothing drive, and I'm with her. You can donate your stuff to me if you don't want to be a fan anymore. That's fine.
There is a picture going around social media saying they don't like the Kevin Stefanski hire, so they want people to give their jerseys to the Salvation Army or donate it to it's like, what? Y'all finna give up on the team because of Kevin Stefanski? We'll get to that in a minute. It's going down in a major way. But Carrie, let's get back to this roast. I got the crock pot cooking. Don't jump in there. Don't jump in the roast now, Carrie. Don't follow DSGB Hall now. He just came back from Mexico and he still got a hangover.
Carrie, don't you let him threaten you. Whatever. Say whatever, Jack. Whatever,
Spiritual
Jack.
witness, he won 6 games in 2
Yeah.
seasons with the top defense and couldn't score more than 17 points. He ain't speak Shadir's name, abused and did him dirty, and he's being rewarded by the NFL for doing his part.
Let's talk about that.
Oh gosh.
No, because it's gonna continuously come up. Let's talk about that.
So let's get to the nitty gritty, T-Will. Kevin Stefanski named as the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons 2006 to 2008. He was the assistant to the head coach, assistant quarterbacks coach in 2009 to 2013. He was the tight ends coach with Minnesota 2014-2015, running backs coach 2016, quarterbacks coach 2017-2018, the interim offensive coordinator in 2018, offensive coordinator in 2019. A couple of those years are the years that Kirk Cousins was there too as well. 2020 through 2025, he was the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, won AP Coach of the Year 2020 and 2023. Kevin Stefanski coming to the stage. Kevin Stefanski.
Yay! But in all seriousness, Jack, I don't look at. We don't know if those directives were coming from ownership or what. There was clear collusion on all of the owners to not draft this guy within a certain time frame. So you can't, if they didn't even want to draft him, right? And let's be real, the Browns didn't have to draft him. They didn't have to sign him. They didn't have to.
Before you get into your rant, before you get into your Kevin Stefanski rant, I'm gonna take your line. I think you know what time it is. Right to Will?
Oh, yeah.
I think you know what time it is.
It's a super chat.
That is a super chat. 8:43 p.m. That is a super chat from one of my former employees, the Piggly Wiggly. Big shout out to Padre. Hey y'all, what is a Tommy Reese and why might it be our? What is a Tommy Reese? What?
Yeah, he's not that good.
Damn.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Feels like Jimmy Lake-ish.
Hello. Be calling the plays that Kevin Stefanski wants. You know what I mean? Maybe it's a situation where, look, this is what we're going to run in these scenarios, and you just call them. Maybe it's we don't know the dynamic, right?
I think you're right. Honestly, T. Will, to your point, I think it's going to be Kevin Stefanski. He's going to be basically outlining the scheme, designing the plays. They'll obviously meet weekly to discuss the game plan. But the actual play calling will be Reese. It's like he's just, putting the plan in action. That way, during the game, in the game, Stefanski can just do the head coach things, like call a timeout when necessary and, make sure your team is not getting delay of game after a huddle.
All the game management decisions that the head coach is supposed to make.
Stuff like that.
So, Jack, do me a favor. How long has Kevin Stefanski been coaching?
He's been in the NFL for a while, but as a head coach, he's been there for 5 years with the Cleveland Browns.
Okay. How long was he an offensive coordinator?
He was the offensive coordinator since 2018 as an interim. Worked as an offensive coordinator 2019. Those are 2 of the 3 years he worked with Kirk Cousins over there before he went over with Cleveland Browns.
Okay. And this is 2025, and we're mad at him because he followed a directive. And I promise you, it was a directive from ownership. We're mad at him about that. And hey, anybody out there, you're entitled to feel how you feel. I am not going to tell you how to feel. I am not going to do that. But to me, let's understand it for what it is, right? Let's not go with the event of the week. Let's not go with what's popular with what we see online. I'm not even going to say it because I'm not going to give it credit because it's crap. Okay? It's crap. If you don't like the way he treated Shador, that's fine. I'm not telling you that. But the bottom line is, I don't think that directive came from him.
I don't think the Shador Sanders thing. I don't want to say anything where fans are going to be like, Jack, you cannot say that.
Exactly. You gotta be careful.
I personally don't think he was a fan of any one of those quarterbacks that he had in the building.
I don't think he was. I don't think he was. And no disrespect to Shador, but I don't think he was.
Right.
So before we're like, oh, he did Shador. How about first and foremost, do your research? You know what I mean?
What round was Shador drafted, by the way?
Fifth. Was it 5th round? 5th or 6th round? 5th? I think it was 5th round. It's fifth round. So it was clear none of the NFL teams wanted to touch him.
And it seems like any other NFL team that would have went after Shedeur, they could have went after him in the fourth round, third round, second round. They could have got him at different opportunities because they with Kevin Stefanski, and now he's our head coach. A lot of the hate is pulled toward Kevin Stefanski.
Correct.
Let that have been the Jaguars. Let that have been the Titans. Let that have been another team. They would have been expressing the hate over there for them because of Shedeur. But because it's Kevin Stefanski, a lot of that hate is sent to Kevin Stefanski.
And look, I'm not saying you got to love him. I'm simply saying let's give him a chance and quiet all that noise that most of y'all don't know anything about.
Mm-hmm.
Not, and if you do, you do. But unless you were in the Cleveland Browns locker room, unless you witnessed it every day and have a first-hand account, everything that you have to say is speculation. So move on. He's an Atlanta Falcon.
Right.
Okay. Deal with it.
Right.
If you don't want your jerseys, you can send them to T. Will. I'll take them. I'm a double X. So anybody who want to give it, and I'll take a Penix. What else we got? I'll take a Drake. Maybe Kyle Pitts if we keep him. Whatever you want to send. If you want to leave behind that BS, goodbye. Because it's not that serious. Go ahead, Jack.
Going off of Padre Super Chad. Big shout to Padre.
Chad.
Tommy Reese. That is more, I think, of the concern for me than the Kevin Stefanski situation, because we talked about the buddy system for a while here on One Time for the Fan. Buddy. We talked about it for a while here on One Time for the Fan with some of the people in the front office, with Raheem back in the day, and Raheem bringing over his buddies, being first-time OCs and first-time defensive coordinators, and that put us in the bind too as well. And now we have Kevin Stefanski in the building, and he's bringing over a guy who T-Will, when we looked up Tommy Reese's offensive stats, he's not the top candidate, I think, for Falcon fans when you're looking at offensive coordinators who's available in the league. Some would even say that Zach Robinson's play calling was better than Tommy Reese. And that's the difficult part when you're looking at what can Tommy Reese do over here in Atlanta with Kevin Stefanski. Then again, you're looking at the roster that the Cleveland Browns have.
Thank you.
Versus the roster that the Atlanta Falcons have. Who knows what type of play calling will be called with this roster that we have. And there's going to be some weapons being brought in. Of course, some people that's going to be leaving the building. I think we're just kind of jumping the gun right now a little bit too soon on not only Kevin, but of course, Tommy Reese right now. But my biggest concern was Tommy Reese at first, just looking at his stats with Cleveland. But then you look at their quarterback situation, you look at their wide receiver room, you look at their tight ends, you look at their running backs, and you're looking like the Cleveland Browns, like that team wasn't a solid team. Like the organization, for one, was crumbling. And then you're looking at the team itself. They went through like 15 quarterbacks in like 2 games. Like, so you're looking at the situation here in Atlanta. Can Tommy Reese and Kevin Stefanski take this team to the next level? I think we need to just sit back a little bit, wait to see this interview that's coming out, this press conference with Matt Ryan, and of course, find out what are the answers to the questions that we're all asking, right? Because here at One Time for the Fan, I'm not in the room with Matt Ryan. T-Will's not in the war room. Kerry, if you know anything behind the scenes that we do not know about why Matt Ryan made this selection, please tell us now. But yeah, I see you, Kerry. But if you have anything that you can let us know about, please let us know. Because for Falcon fans, they're on both sides of the fence about this. Some fans are happy that, we don't have Raheem in the building. Some fans are happy that, we have a new head coach. Some people wanted Clint Kubiak, which I think for the Falcons, they made a decision not only based on they didn't want to wait, especially with Clint Kubiak doing what now? Moving on to the next week. They don't get an opportunity to speak to Clint for another week and some change. And right now, the way the Seahawks are rolling, you might not speak to him until middle of February.
After the Super Bowl.
Until after the Super Bowl. And I think for the Falcons and Matt Ryan, anybody in this chat here has any more football knowledge than Matt Ryan, please bring it to the table here. But Matt Ryan, from what I'm seeing, he wants to move quickly as the new president of football operations. And for Matt, even going to get a head coach without a GM, we don't even know behind the scenes of what Matt is thinking when it comes to these type of things. Who is he speaking with? I know him, and there was a report that Kevin Stefanski and him talked earlier this week when you FaceTime Matt. Matt was watching film. Your president of football operations is watching film. So, there's a lot of things that play into this right now as a Falcon fan. And, we just have to really just sit back and wait to find out what is going on here in Atlanta. And I can't wait for this press conference because I'm sure the right people in the room are going to ask the right questions because the media that covers the Atlanta Falcons is a solid group. Torrey McElhaney, Kelly Price, Myles Garrett. Of course, some of the on-air talent too as well that is on different stations that ask these type of questions to CBS Sports that cover us. So many people that's going to be there asking Kevin Stefanski the hard-nosed questions because some can see through the dark glass that Cleveland wasn't the best fit for Kevin Stefanski at some point in his career. And now that he has left Cleveland and came over here to Atlanta, maybe those shining moments that he had in Cleveland, he can bring over here to Atlanta. Right. So let's just, let's just open up the chat.
Give the man a chance, man. Give him a chance.
I, as a fan, I have to because I can't call Matt Ryan and say, hey, Matt Ryan, I'm done being a fan. I'm Arthur Blank. I'm done being a fan. You made the wrong decision. Matt? I haven't even seen the man get out there on the field. I know this, though. I know Falcon fans, when Raheem got here, they was really fed up with Raheem. Then at one point we were 6-3 and all this other stuff. And you know how that went, right? Of course, it went downhill shortly after. But there were some moments that fans did believe that Raheem can, take this team to the next level. So let's see what Kevin Stefanski can do and keep it moving. Can we protest? Can we call Matt Ryan and say, hey, Matt, you made the wrong decision. Fire Kevin Stefanski right now and get somebody else in the building. I don't think that's going to happen.
Damn it.
Right. I don't think that's going to happen.
You better capitulate to my demands, Matt.
Right. So we're going to go ahead and get to this thoughts on the new head coach of Kevin Stefanski. Don't forget here on One Time for the Fan, we are a positive group of Falcon content creators. We do keep it real, but we don't do the bashing of any players or any coaches or any personnel. We have some people from the organization who do watch the podcast too as well. We have some player families who are also in here too as well, watching the podcast. So of course, we do try to take things to a level of respect when it comes for the Atlanta Falcons. Miss Carey, we'll start with you. Thoughts on the new head coach, Kevin Stefanski?
I mean, like I said before, I'm a diehard Falcons fan, okay? So this hiring is out of my control, right? It's out of your control. It's out of the people in the chat's control. You can feel how you want about him. You can decide that you're no longer going to be a fan. That's your free will. That's what you can do as a fan, as a human being. But for me, I'm never going to switch up, and I'm a Falcons fan, so I'm going to give the guy a chance. Whoever was going to come in, whoever they decided was their guy to lead the Falcons as a head coach, that's out of my control, right? As a fan, I cannot choose who they pick. I have no say. I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan who supports the team. So for me, I'm not going to waste my time and my energy on letting myself get worked up over a head coach decision. That's out of my control. I'm going to support the team like I do. I'm going to be there week one in the bench supporting the team. And I'm going to hope for the best, right? Because what else am I supposed to do as a fan? I'm not going to bash the team. I'm not going to boycott. I'm a diehard fan. No, Kevin Stefanski was not my first choice, and he really wasn't my second choice either. But like I said, out of my control. And it is what it is. So, and, like they're saying in the chat, that's your prerogative. And you know what? Your prerogative is the same thing. You can do what you want. And like I said, you got free will. So you can decide to no longer be a fan. I'm not even sure if you are a fan, but everybody can do what they want to do. So I don't know. You want to just
have the authority. You have the right to switch teams and go to a different team. I mean, there's so many teams in the NFL with
Right, bro. I mean, if you're that upset about it, how about you go to another team? How about you go to another chat? How about you do that? Anyway, look, man, I'm not gonna.
There are some people that's probably
I'm not
waiting
a
outside of
fan.
Matt Ryan's house right
Oh,
now, waiting
they're
for him
not
to
even
come
a
out.
fan. So why are you
He's not a
here?
fan. He's not even a fan.
Yeah, so why are you even
How
here?
about we
Honestly,
promote
this is
him
a
to customer
Falcons fan
today?
podcast. So
He's not a fan. How about we promote him to customer?
Hey,
but all
I'm
that
just
to
saying.
say,
He's not
like I
a
said,
fan. Why are we tolerating it? He's not
yeah,
a fan. Look
yeah,
it.
but no,
Go
but
ahead,
all that
Carrie.
to say, I was just gonna, end with, yeah, Kevin Stefanski wasn't my first choice, wasn't my second choice, but like I said, I'm a Falcons fan. I'm not a Kevin Stefanski fan. I'm not a
Right.
Clint Kubiak fan, right? I'm not a Raheem Morris fan. I'm not a Shador Sanders fan.
Right.
I am an Atlanta Falcons fan. I'm not a team.
Right.
I'm not a player fan, right? I support a team. So all that to say, yeah, he has free speech, and so do I. So,
There you go.
and I already said that he has free will. He has free speech. He can do what he wants. But
Right. Right.
I'm
But
all.
you do drink Kool-Aid though. You do, because you don't even know. You're not even a Falcons fan. What are you doing in this chat? You do drink Kool-Aid. You do. You
But
do.
but all
Go
that to
ahead.
say, I mean, I don't drink Kool-Aid. You can drink
I'm not
Kool-Aid. It's all
saying you,
good.
Carrie. I'm
No, I
not
know.
saying
I'm
you.
I'm
You
just
know who I'm
responding,
talking
but
about.
it's all good. I don't know. People just like Jack said, this is a positive Falcons fans podcast, and
Exactly. Exactly. And if you
for
don't want to
me, like this
want to
is
be
the wrong
negative,
group because we're not the
thank
negative
you.
Nancy's of the
Thank
fan
you.
base.
Thank you.
We're
Thank you.
literally
You can
pe-
leave. You don't have to stay. Nobody wants you here.
no, but it's
Look.
like for me, I just
let's
feel
focus on
like
the Falcons.
life is short. We've talked about this many times. Life is short, and
Yeah.
I could be gone tomorrow. You could be gone tomorrow. People in the chat could be gone tomorrow. It's not worth getting worked up over. If it's not concerning,
Yeah.
your health and your loved ones. So for me, I'm just gonna enjoy watching football and supporting my team every week. And you know, Kevin Stefanski's not gonna be here forever, and each player is not gonna be here forever. But guess what?
But
I'm
we
gonna be a
will.
Falcons fan forever. So
But we
Yeah,
will.
but the bottom line is, look, man, this is about football. Okay. If you don't like the guy, it's okay, but don't attack other people because we arguing about Kevin Stefanski because you mad? Because you're mad, because you having a tantrum right now. Go sit in the corner. Look, nobody cares. Okay. We don't have any power. We don't have any
now he
control
wants to
over
know
what
if
the
I'm
Falcons
white.
do.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, what? What was that?
No, I don't know, dude. This is
Oh,
wild.
really?
We gotta tone it down
Kick
just a
him
little
out.
bit
No,
here.
man, kick
Chat,
him
This
out.
let me
is
tell
Hey,
you something. I
crazy.
know the
goodbye,
chat isn't
spiritual
going like this just
warrior.
off of
Goodbye.
Kevin
Have a good day.
Stefanski.
This is
Like, come
Have a
on.
good day.
crazy.
Did you kick him?
Like, come on. We can't just be in this
You're an
situation right
idiot,
now due
sir.
to just Kevin Stefanski right here,
You're an
Falcon
idiot.
fans. Like,
You're an idiot.
like we've been doing this podcast for a while,
Thank you.
right? And we've had a
For
lot of
years.
people come in here, even during the Raheem era, even during Arthur Smith's time, when people were in here saying, "Hey, we should keep this guy, we should let go of this guy, we should trade this player, we should sign this player, we should, going off of the rails." Like, it's one thing when you're not happy about the hire, right? But when you take it to levels of like name calling, when you take it to levels of personal attacks, T-Will, we talked about this last night. This is football, right? This is football. We all have everything else going on outside of our football lives, where of course, some of us have to work tomorrow, some of us have to take care of the family and close friends and people that a lot of situations that we're all dealing with. But for the ones that I've seen that are attacking the organization and are attacking Matt Ryan and attacking Arthur Blank and calling out the race card for Shador, and we don't want a black head coach for a black fan base and all this type of stuff. This is football. All right. Like, there's plenty of coaches in the NFL who've came from different backgrounds, plenty of coaches in the NFL that's worked with different players and who came from different communities and all this other type of stuff. Matt Ryan, as you guys know, has put his blood, sweat, and tears into not only being a quarterback and trying to have a winning background for the Atlanta Falcons, but of course now he's in the front office. He's trying to make decisions and moves based on what he feels can help bring championships here to Atlanta. And what we don't know is what is going through the mind of Matt Ryan when he's going to make offers like Kevin Stefanski and bringing over certain people. Now we can clearly see that Jeff Ulbrich was a big part of the Kevin Stefanski hire because we can clearly see that other coordinators was probably going to not want to work with Jeff Ulbrich. They wanted to bring in their own people. They wanted to do their own thing. What are their questions? What were the questions that Matt Ryan even asked Kevin Stefanski? What were the questions that he asked John Harbaugh, that he asked Clint Kubiak?
Jack, can I speak for a sec?
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, look here. You come for Kerry, you come for me. Okay? You come for Jack. That has nothing to do with this. And I know we kicked you, but I hope you have a day you deserve. You are small and a coward, and that had nothing to do with this. Race has nothing to do with this. And you should not ever do that. If the roles were reversed, I wonder how you would feel. I wonder if you went to a podcast and they asked you, if you were black, how would you feel? I spend every day talking to Kerry, and she does not have a racist bone in her body. And shame on you for saying that. Okay? Shame on you for, I don't even want to do this show because that's ignorant. Let's keep it football. If you don't like Kevin Stefanski, that's fine. You don't have to. But what you don't get to do is you don't get to bring your narrow-minded beliefs in here. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. And if you can't control yourself, because I understand everything is not for you, then you don't need to come in here. Okay? But if you come for Kerry, you come for me. So don't do that. All right, Jack, go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you something. Like I just said, we've done this podcast for a while. Never had a moment like this on the podcast. And I think the Kevin Stefanski thing is getting people all riled up a little bit too much, where they're taking their negative beliefs and their negative attention to podcasts like this, where for some of those people that's been in here for a while, you know how we rock on One Time for the Fan. Maggie T has been in here for a while. Lisa Shepard's been in here for a while. Auntie Pam has been here for a while. Cool as Dre's been here for a while. Nando Barrington's been here for a while. Who brings race into this? We've never talked about that on One Time for the Fan. Never. In over a year and some change. I've never even used that word. When it comes to Arthur Smith, when it comes to Raheem Morris, when it comes to Matt Ryan, I've never used that word. But I can tell you that this has always been a positive podcast. You guys know it. We've always said One Time for the Fan is from the fan for the fan. We treat every single person in here with respect. You guys seen player families been in here. You guys seen players that have jumped in the chat. We do not call out people on these type of levels. Why is it when somebody gets hired that is not your choice, you go straight to attacking?
That's just
that's what I don't understand. Like,
that's just ignorant.
That's beyond ignorant. Like, if you don't like the hire, cool, keep it moving. Kevin Stefanski wasn't my top choice either, but he is the head coach of a team that I'm always gonna rep for the rest of my life. When they had the offensive coordinator from Georgia, what was his name? Monken. When Monken was there, wasn't the biggest fan of Todd Monken either. Wasn't a fan of Bobo. But sure enough, when they bring on these hires and they bring on the staff and everybody, as a fan, I just got to roll with it. But I have never gone into the Georgia Bulldog chat and start bashing people and calling people out. I've been on multiple different podcasts with other content creators. I don't call people out by their name and call people out by their beliefs. And, hey, man, I've seen your page and what you look at and what you share. I don't do that. I simply talk football and then I go and deal with my day. But the disrespect in this chat will not be tolerated. It won't be tolerated. I'm telling you that right now. Will, Carrie knows it too as well. Carrie's been with us for a while. She is a diehard Atlanta Falcon fan and a friend too as well.
No. Carrie is our family.
Right.
Okay? We talk to Carrie every day. We do shows together every day. Every damn day. Carrie is in here giving us ideas that she doesn't have to because she's not getting paid for it. Carrie is our family. And when you come, just like if you come for one of mine, you better come for me too. You better. I'm so upset right now because it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. Look, I don't think any of us was like, oh, Kevin Stefanski, but what do you want us to do? Kevin Stefanski has been in the league for 7 years. And you know what? The NFL is 75% black. So if he did have an issue, would it have shown up for
Kevin
now?
Stefanski has been with an NFL team since 2006.
Thank you.
Where was the hate toward Kevin Stefanski back in 2006? Because he's the Falcon head coach. Now you start jumping in here on the podcast that we're live on
because of their issue with Shador.
And you're mad about Shador is Deion's son. Okay, cool, I get it. But Kevin Stefanski is the head coach. You can send your hate through email to the Falcons. You can send it to Matt Ryan. You can send it to Arthur Blank. You can cancel your season tickets. But don't jump on this podcast and get in the chat and start talking crazy about podcasters and co-hosts and everybody who's on the show, and even just the Falcons family in the chat. Some people in the chat are ready to see the new era of the Atlanta Falcons. Some people in the chat are waiting to see what the coach can do. But I guarantee you, a lot of these people that's been in this chat are not sitting here waiting to tweet and type the worst things possible just to get on our bad side. They might say some things where they're kind of worried about Kevin Stefanski, or they're kind of worried about the OC. But we have never mentioned race. We have never mentioned why do we go get this person because of this fan base and the way that we treat each other. I don't want to hear that type of stuff. Talk football. Let's talk football, man. Let's go back to the nitty-gritty of what this podcast is about. So from Carrie and myself and T. Will, we're going to continue with this podcast, but we're going to talk football.
Yes.
And if it gets out of hand to a point where, the negative comments where it just starts, going crazy and outrageous and all that type of stuff, hey, y'all see us on Wednesday. But for the one person or the two people that was acting ignorant in the chat or so on, if you guys see it again, call it out, because I'm rolling through the comments. We're talking about our topics.
Yeah,
we don't need this type of negative attention.
Yeah.
Like, we're one podcast of 30, maybe 40 podcasts in the community. Don't bring it here. Just I can give you 5 other podcasts you can go do it on, but don't bring it here, right? And most of them are not Falcon podcasts. They're like,
he's not even a Falcons fan.
Probably not. They probably just saw it, looked online, clicked the hashtag, and said, "Oh, these guys are live. Let me just come talk in my trash."
I think what has me so offended is I talk to Carrie every day, and I know what an unselfish person she is. I know what a kind person she is. And for you to say that is so cowardly.
It's disrespectful.
You know what? I shouldn't say it. For you to infer it, for you to suggest it, right? For you to allude to that is cowardly. And the bottom line is, we're not coaches. We don't work on the Falcon staff. We're working with what we got. But it's stupid. It's basis level. It's basis thinking. And look it, man, we're about winning. Okay. Kevin Stefanski, you can say he didn't treat Shador Sanders the best. We don't know if that directive was coming from him. We don't know the scenario. We're not Brown fans. We weren't there every day. And all I'm saying is that was a unique situation, because if you think that the owner had nothing to do with that, I got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. If you're that naive that you think Kevin Stefanski just headed out for this guy, you're naive, okay? You're naive, because the entire look it. I don't want to comment on it, but I don't think it was Stefanski. That's me. You're entitled to believe what you want to believe. Either way, we're here now, and this is a show about football. If you don't like Stefanski, then don't watch.
I've heard a lot of comments I've seen a lot of comments from Browns fans saying that we got a good coach.
Thank you.
Right. We got a good guy who had a lot of problems in the front office, a lot of disagreements with the ownership too as well.
And a lot of them African-American, Jack.
Right. Hey, let me tell you something.
A lot of them African-American that you're hearing from.
For Kevin Stefanski now coming down to Atlanta with a guy like Arthur Blank, with a guy like Matt Ryan. First of all, this is Matt Ryan's first year as the president of football operations. I, for one, can say this, and I stand on it. I don't know anything about the president of football operations job, and I guarantee you Matt Ryan knows more than me, who's also played in the NFL for 14 plus years.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan's football IQ and knowledge knows that If he wants a head coach who can go out there, what he wants for the formula of the Atlanta Falcons, for the future of this organization, uh, he has a better sense of direction than I can say me for right now. Because I can tell you, I'm not in the front office with Matt Ryan. I'm not in there with Arthur Blank. And Matt Ryan is the guy who's going to help us lead the way. We all trusted in Matt Ryan a week and a half ago when he was hired. A week later, now we're all bashing him and getting on him and all this other stuff. Matt Ryan don't deserve that. Let this play out. There hasn't even been a roster set. We don't even know who the 53 is in the building. We haven't even got to voluntary workouts yet.
Yeah.
Like, let this play out and see how it's going to work. I get it.
Yeah.
Some people's top choice was Clint Kubiak.
Yeah.
The fans' top choice was Clint Kubiak. I get it. Did Matt Ryan see Clint Kubiak as the number one choice? Did Matt Ryan see John Harbaugh as the number one choice?
Mm-hmm.
Did he see Anthony Weaver as another one choice? I think he saw Kevin Stefanski as the number one choice because they asked for a second interview. They brought him in last night, and I'm sure there was probably sitting there watching the San Francisco 49ers getting belted ass. And Matt Ryan realized that he wants a guy who's been a head coach in this league, probably not a first-time head coach, but that's a Matt Ryan decision. That's not a Jack Spade decision. That's not a Kerry decision. That's not a T-Will decision. That's a Matt Ryan decision. So let's see what Matt Ryan brings to the table. And I'm guaranteeing you right now, the way he talked in that press conference last week has me excited about what this future is going to be with the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm ride or die with Matt Ryan. I've been a Matt Ryan fan for a long time. And knowing that he's now sitting in the office with Arthur Blank, sitting in the office with Beatles, sitting in the office with Josh and some of the people to go to that war room during draft night and talk these salary cap situations with the new GM and the new head coach. I just want to see the plan. I'm ready. You can fast forward right now until September 10th and get the season started. I'm ready to see what's going to happen. But I guarantee you, even with the concerns that I have with Kevin Stefanski or Tommy Rees or whoever might be coming over here as part of the staff, I didn't sit there and go straight to social media and just start ranting and raving. I don't have time for that. I'm not that guy. So, Falcon fans in the chat, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I'm glad that everybody's back to normal. Talking some Falcons football here. Big Low Country is in the chat. You got a celebrity in the chat.
What up, Low?
Acting up in front of a celebrity like Big Low. Man, Big Low trying to give us our damn sponsorship, man. God damn, man. I gotta go call Big Low and be like, bro, man. Hold off on that 100,000, man. Damn, man. Catch y'all on Wednesday. But Falcon fans in the chat, it's going down in a major way. So many comments, man. Let's get back to the question at hand because I can't even. After all that right there, I can't even keep up. I can't even keep up. We want to get down to your thoughts on Kevin Stefanski. What is y'all thoughts on Kevin Stefanski? Auntie Pam said Stefanski has not lost the locker room in Cleveland. Let's see here. Nana Barnton said, I'm just ready to average 28 points per game with this defense that we had last season. Hey, let me tell you something. The defense is one thing, T-Will, because we still have Jeff Ulbrich in the building, right? And Jeff Ulbrich can get the job done. I mean, I think we've all seen what he's done with Jalen Walker, James Pierce Jr., even Dorless up until that point when Dorless got injured around the end of the season. Lakel London had an interesting season too as well. The roster building is going to be exciting here in Atlanta to see what players come back, to see what players are going to be here next season. Let's wait and see until everything is taken care of with the roster, the coaching staff. I just can't wait for that. Now we have Cornbread in the chat. Cornbread's been in here before. He said it was a bad hire. Cornbread's been in the chat before. He's talked Falcons football. He said it was a bad hire. That's Cornbread's feeling. That's what he feels about that. We'll do like this. Let's keep it easy. If you agree with Matt Ryan hiring Kevin Stefanski, just drop a 1 in the chat. Let me pull the line from Big Low. Shout out to Big Low Country Sports. He does this very well on his channel. Big shout out to Big Low Country Sports. If you agree with Matt Ryan hiring Big Low, Jesus.
Oh, I definitely agree with that.
Big low, man. If you agree with Matt Ryan hiring Kevin Stefanski, drop a 1 in the chat. If you're cool with it, if you're comfortable with the hire of Kevin Stefanski, drop a 1 in the chat. If you do not like the hire, drop a 2 in the chat. That's all I want to see. Got Vincent in the chat. Look, people's in the chat already. So I'm saying this is what I'm talking about. T-Will's in the chat. How the fuck T-Will in the chat? No, I'm just playing. About to say T-Will's already the first one. Goddamn.
Where is he? Where is he? How'd he do
Here
it?
comes Craig. Here comes Craig with the jokes already. Craig, I'm glad you got your phone cut back on. Appreciate it, man. 916. I thought Verizon was closed around this time, but apparently they're still open.
Wow.
It's been reported by my source that Stefanski gave Jack a job as the water boy. Okay. Give me 2 minutes, Craig. I got something for you. Just give me 2 minutes. T-Will's in the chat with the 1. He's cool with it. Pam Johnson's got the 1 in the chat. She's cool with it. Millie Mills. Shout out to Millie Mills. Millie Mills, what's up, man? He in the chat with the 1. C Double in the chat with the 1. Vincent still is in the chat with the 1. Online tuner. First of all, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning right now for online tuner. And he's in here talking Falcons football. I think we need to go ahead and give Online Tuna a big round of applause right here because it's 6 o'clock in the morning, for God's sakes, for this guy. And he's up doing what? Talking Falcons? I don't even know. Online Tuna, how many Falcon fans is in your area? Because I know you're out there in New Zealand. Are there any other Falcon fans out there? Are you the only Falcon fan in your whole community? Like, do you have your Falcon flags waving? Like, when you walk out with your Falcon jersey, are people looking like, that's not a soccer jersey, bro? Like, how is it in New Zealand when it comes to just being a Falcon fan, man? I think it would be super cool for fans to know because not too many fans know people in New Zealand. But I'm glad that you're here talking Falcons football. And Online Tuna is a diehard Falcon fan too as well. So big shout out to Tuna. Krinsman says he put the 1 in the chat. Strapped Up put the 1 in the chat. Craig put the 1 in the chat. I don't know if he's trying to call Verizon back or he's just answering the question. But big shout out to D. Craig in the chat. Let's see. Cornbreak put a 2 in the chat. Not a fan of it. T. Terry put a 1 in the chat. Wallace Smith, who y'all know Wallace Smith is real critical about these Atlanta Falcons. Like, he gets to talk about when Raheem was coach. Boy, Wallace Smith had a lot to say. But he said, I think this was a good hire in getting an experienced head coach that most fans wanted, and they're still not satisfied. Wallace Smith drops a 1 in the chat. 1 Kale's in the chat with the 1. DSGB Hall's in the chat with the 1. Let's see. Georgia Texas Boys in the chat with the 1. Nando Barnes is in the chat with the 1. Miss Pam is in the chat with the 1. Big shout out to Miss Pam too as well. Hope you're doing good, Miss Pam. I mean, I know we've had our conversations before here on One Time for the Fan, and Happy New Year to you. But big shout out to Miss Pam Jackson in the chat. He said it's 3 p.m. It's 3 p.m. over there? Sheesh. 3 p.m. over there for Online Tuna, and he's over here talking Falcons football. DSGB Hall says Jack is Meg's number 1. Jesus Christ, I tell you. I can't wait to roast you when I get off. Keith Simmons says 1-1-1. You guys think that Kyle Pitts is back in play? Also report Brian Callahan may be in play for the staff. Bill, his dad, will be the O-line coach. The Callahan family, I can tell you right now that, hey, that man can coach some offensive line now. He's probably one of the best offensive line coaches in the game. And I must say that's going to help us out because that run game is going to be on point this year for the Atlanta Falcons, especially when you have the best running back in football right there. We've seen it when offensive linemen can't get to the second level, can't get to the third level. But Bijan Robinson makes it much easier for guys who miss blocks, makes it much easier for guys who can't get to the second level. He's just one of those premier backs that you just have to hope and pray that, Bijan's going to be here until 2050, right? I don't care if Bijan's in his 40s. Keep him as the running back. He looked like he's going to do some damage then too as well. But to see the chat put the 1 in there, Coolest Dre in here with the 1-2 as well. So big shout to Coolest Dre. A lot of 1s in the chat. So far, we only had 1-2 in the chat for some people who did not like the Kevin Stefanski hire. And I'm sure when people go back and watch and listen to this podcast later, they can still put their answers in the chat. Online Tuna says, I'm the only Falcons fan I know. I saw other guy Falcons hat on the weekend, but he was from the North Island. I'm in the South Island, mostly rugby fans out that way too as well. So It's great that online tuna can tune in from New Zealand to watch this podcast, and that's what I'm talking about when it comes to one time for the fan and the one time for the fan family. Like we're a really good group of Falcon fans. Where anytime we go live, people who miss the show 1 week, they might come back the next show. People might love the show up all the time. Some people were here. Carrie, did you know that some people were here the other night for all 5 hours? Like they sat here for 5 hours and talked Falcons football with us. And it's like, I didn't expect to go live for 5 hours. And sure enough, the chat was just going in. And it just kept the topics rolling. It just kept the juices flowing with just positivity. And that's what I love to see. D.A. Hunter is in the chat with the 1-2 as well. Here goes Craig again. Craig comes back with the damn jokes. Jack doing the show on dial-up internet. And it's important to know, Jack, you can get more TV channels than 3, 9, and 12. If you get a phone call from Jack, just know he had to do it on a rotary phone. Okay, D. Craig. I see where this is going. I said, all right. Okay. That's what's up, matter of fact. What's up, Craig? T. Will?
I said, got him.
Shit. That's tough.
He got him.
Look, Maz in the chat. He said, this is the catchphrase in Cleveland. We have to be better. I have to be better, a.k.a. we got to find a way. I read the report, too, as well, from a Cleveland Browns fan that said that, too, as well, about that's what you might hear Kevin Stefanski say. A lot of head coaches have certain phrases that they say all the time. I remember Dan Quinn used to and all the damn time on the microphone. Yeah, we have to and the brotherhood whole time. Mike McDaniel, same time in Miami, they had a damn counter on the screen for how many times he says and the like. Some of these coaches they're like robots sometimes when they're speaking to the media. But when they're in that room with the players, when they're in that room with their coaching staff, we do hope and pray that, of course, Kevin Stefanski and this offensive line group and this coaching staff and these defensive coordinators and everybody that's going to be in there is going to be getting the job done the right way. So it's going down in a major way on this. Is Jack, how excited? So, Jack, how excited was you when you created fire?
Damn. Damn.
Hey, Craig, you can't be doing that, bro. You can't be doing that on the show, bro.
Damn.
Come on, Craig, man.
Damn.
Yeah, he going in right now. He got the roast.
Going in for real.
He got the roast. Okay. Sullivan's in here. He said, "Oh, Shucky Ducky, it's the one and only Old Man Sully." Big shot to Sucky Duck, Sullivan. I'm about to say Shucky Ducky. Big shot to Sullivan in the chat. Said, "What do you think of the new head coach?" I'm comfortable with it right now, bro. The season hasn't even started. They haven't made no changes to the roster. I need to see a couple things, work out. The free agency, of course, the draft, of course. I mean, I'm still excited from last season seeing Xavier Watts and Billy Bowman and some of these young guys, do what they did. But of course, with a new head coach now, we have to see what's going to happen there. So big shout out to Sullivan. What do you think about the new head coach? That's what we're asking everybody in the chat right now. So Falcon fans, thoughts on the new head coach? T. Will.
I love it. I mean, look it. We wanted. Let's go back to our list, right? We wanted a coach.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted a head coach with head coach experience. Check one. We wanted an offensive coach who could develop Michael Penix. Check two. We wanted to keep Ulbrich, if at all possible. Check three. We have Matt Ryan in office, a football guy, a career Atlanta Falcon, someone who has the city of Atlanta's interest at heart. Check four. And let's wait for the GM. Was he my first choice? No, but I'm on board, and I can see what Matt Ryan was thinking. Those are my thoughts.
Right. Big shout out to Chris in the chat. He said B higher. Some people give the grade of an A. Some people give the grade of a B. Some C. Some people give the grade of a D or an F. I mean, that's the good thing about one time for the fan. Everybody's open to those opinions with being respectful, not only to the organization, but of course to the fan base as well. Lamont is in the chat and said, why would they sign him? We had better options. I think the thing that we're looking at here too as well, and for a lot of fans that wanted John Harbaugh, right? John Harbaugh has to make a decision. It's not even just about what the Falcons can offer John Harbaugh, right? They can go out there and tell him X, Y, and Z, and you're going to get this amount, you're going to pay you this, and you're going to be here for, you know, a certain amount of time. And, you know, oh, there goes Hal Poole. Hal Poole's in the chat.
Oh, here we go.
You're going to be here for this amount of time, and you're going to be here, 10 years, and we're going to give you $100 million and what you can do with this team. But John Harbaugh might look at it and say, I don't want to work with Arthur Blank. I don't want to work with Matt Ryan. I want to be in a different environment. I want to be in a bigger city. I want to be in a different situation for my age, for my offensive coordinator that I'm bringing over there. A lot of these things play in that we don't know behind the scenes, right? Even for Clint Kubiak. I didn't see any reports linked from the Falcons to Clint Kubiak. Otherwise, than the fans wanted Clint Kubiak, which I do think was a really good option to go interview. But there was also other teams going to interview Clint Kubiak too as well. We don't know the behind the scenes on if Clint was going to choose us. It's not like we grab Clint and say, okay, you're the next Atlanta Falcons head coach. It just doesn't work like that. You have to find the right person. The questions in the interviews as well. What did they ask Clint? What did they ask Kevin? What did they ask Anthony Weaver? What did they ask Vance Joseph? You try to take those answers and see who's going to help to build your future better. Maybe some people said, I'm not going to keep Jeff Ulbrich. I'm bringing my own defensive coordinator. When the Falcons clearly said they wanted to keep Jeff Ulbrich.
There you go.
Maybe some people said, I'm going to keep Zach Robinson as my OC, when clearly the fans didn't want Zach Robinson to be the OC. Maybe some people said, I'm going to trade Bijan Robinson and get a first-round pick back so we can do this, that, and the third. We don't know what was said in these interviews, and I guarantee you we probably won't know. Exactly. There won't be a tell-all book for Matt Ryan 10 years from now saying, hey, this is what happened during the Clint Kubiak interview. We just have to know now that Kevin Stefanski is the next head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. Whatever they asked in that interview, whatever they sat down and talked to Kevin about, whatever Kevin told them about the future of the Falcons and what he can do with this team. Kerry wasn't there. I wasn't there. T-Will wasn't there. Matt Ryan was there. Arthur Blank was there. They probably looked at each other and said, I like what Kevin is talking right now. Let's bring him back in for another interview. Let's pick his brain just a little bit more. So, yes, were there better options? Possibly. Will we know what was asked in the interview? No, we won't.
But I mean, to your point, like, who else was, like, I'm curious, like, in the chat, who, all the people that are complaining, like, who was your pick? Just curious. Because, Matt Ryan, it's been reported that he really wanted somebody with experience. So we already know John Harbaugh didn't choose us, right? He wanted to go to New York. New York really wanted him. And I doubt that he would have even wanted to come here based off of the structure. He wanted control, GM, all that. And he was not going to get the control that he wanted here that he would get in New York. So he was out. So who really is there available? I know the favorite was Clint Kubiak, but that doesn't really fit their mold of wanting somebody with head coaching experience. That was one thing that I was nervous. If we went with Clint Kubiak, I would love him. I love what he's done in Seattle for 1 year, by the way. He was with the New Orleans Saints last year. I do think he was doing a good job with their offense up until injuries hit, but he is not a proven head coach. And I mean, that was something that was on their checklist that they wanted. They wanted somebody who has head coaching experience. So
right.
I'm just curious, like, who, like, to be this upset, like, who did you want that would fit their requirements? And we don't even know all their requirements.
Right.
But for me, I really like
the checklist. We don't know the checklist of what Matt Ryan and Arthur Blank wanted. We know the fans' checklist. We totally get it. We're in the fan base. We know the fans' checklist. What was Matt Ryan's checklist, you think? Just name a couple things you think that might be on that checklist for Matt Ryan. First-time football president of operations.
For me, I think he said, I mean, he did kind of say it in the press conference, and I apologize, I don't have it in front of me, but he did kind of say what they're looking for because they did. That was one of the questions they did ask him. I think he did say he wanted somebody that was not emotional because you can't, you got to not be an emotional person in regards to football, and you also have to be a leader. I know they wanted somebody with experience at the position. They when was the last time the Falcons actually hired somebody with experience as a head coach? Um, Outside of, I guess, if you want to consider Raheem Morris when he was Tampa Bay, um, was it Dan Reeves? When was the last head
Dan
coach that
Reeves
already had
was
head
that was
coach?
a while back. I mean, T.O. can
Yes,
probably take us back to the days, but we're talking about Arthur Blank's era now. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think Dan Reeves was.
the
Did he?
last.
He inherited Dan Reeves, did he not?
Okay, yeah, I was just curious, like when was like how often do we hire a coach that already has the head coaching experience?
All right, so there was Dan Reeves. Then what's his name's son? Playoffs. His son,
no Jim Mora.
Jim Mora's son, Jim Mora Jr. No, wait. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was before Mike Smith. There was Jim Mora Jr. There was the dude we hate, Bobby Petrino or whatever.
Horrible hire.
You know what? Let's just pull up the list.
Bobby Petrino, I think he's with Bill Belichick now, isn't he?
Oh,
I believe he's with Bill
what is he
Belichick now
really?
in North
That's
Carolina.
crazy. No, but somebody asked, please explain to me if Matt wanted a head coach with experience, why interview Kubiak? That's a great question. I feel like Kubiak is a great offensive mind, and Matt Ryan being a former quarterback, I do feel like he wanted an offensive coach because, as Arthur Blank stated, in the press conference, they wanted to keep, he was going to highly recommend to keep Jeff Ulbrich. So
Mhm.
you already have your defensive staff pretty much set by keeping the DC and everybody under him. So now you need to take care of the offense. And coming from a quarterback, obviously he's more offensive minded. Our offense struggled last year.
Right,
um, Red zone efficiency poor, third down conversion rate poor, just not good enough. Scoring not high enough, points per game. So for me, like I felt it was just an obvious, and I feel like I've said this on the podcast, in the last few episodes that we needed to go with an offensive minded head coach. That was my wish list personally, and
right,
I wanted somebody with experience. But I felt like every candidate there was some drawbacks, but in regards to everyone, no one's going to be perfect, right? And one thing I had about Clint Kubiak is that he doesn't have that experience, so it is a risk. He could be the next Sean McVay, but he could also be somebody who's better as a coordinator. You don't know till you find out, and it's a risk. And I just feel like with this playoff drought these Falcons have, I don't know if that's the reason, but I feel like they didn't want to deal with what they dealt with last season with
right,
Raheem making rookie coaching mistakes,
right,
things that he should have learned from his first time being a head. It wasn't his first time as a head coach, but he was sometimes making mistakes that people were like, "Hello, call a timeout,"
right.
like just not having his players prepared, right? So I feel like they wanted somebody with experience, but to answer the question, I feel like it would be a complete mistake and Matt Ryan would not be doing his job. Front office would not be doing their job if they didn't hire or they didn't interview the hottest candidate on the market as far as a coordinator goes, and that's Clint Kubiak. He
Right.
has 6 interviews this cycle during his bye week before Seattle played yesterday.
Right.
Um, you you need to cast a wide net. You don't want to just limit yourself to like, oh, I'm just going to interview the guys with the experience. No, you want to do your due diligence and hire, I mean, you want to hire the best candidate in your eyes, right? Based off of
Right.
the interviews and based off their background, their resume, to see who's the best fit. You need to go ahead and like cast a wide net. And what I mean by that is just interview people from all different backgrounds. Maybe this person's defensive minded, this person's offensive minded. Maybe this guy's like John Harbaugh, CEO coach. He has more special teams background. So for me, it's like I feel like that is the best thing to do, cast a wide net, right? Because you get like, you might be surprised with the candidate and you might really like them. Like maybe they interview Stefanski. They don't really like how he interviewed, but he did have that experience that they hoped they wanted. But then Clint Kubiak blew them away, and it's like,
Right.
okay, well, actually, this guy checks more of the boxes on our wish list, so we'll go with
Right.
him. I just feel like that's 100% what you should do when you're, interviewing candidates, is cast a wide net and interview people from all different backgrounds and
Right.
coaching experience. It doesn't necessarily have to check the box of having the head coaching experience, even though that's something that matters a lot to you, because, like I said, not every candidate is going to hit every box.
Right.
And also, like I said, you're not going to like everything about every single candidate, right? Like for me, there was drawbacks about Clint Kubiak, but there's also drawbacks about Stefanski, Harbaugh. Like no one's perfect. So
There was a lot of people that saw Harbaugh and said, "Oh, we have to go get Harbaugh. He had winning seasons in Baltimore.
Jack,
He had Lamar."
Jack, not to cut you off. Caleb, what's his name for the Bears? Caleb
Williams.
Caleb Williams just made an incredible throw to tie the game with 18 seconds. Incredible.
What's the score right now?
It's
Come on, Grady
17-16.
Jarrett.
They're about to kick the extra point, but it was an incredible throw. You have to see that on the highlight. I didn't mean to.
That's the one thing about doing the podcast during the NFL playoffs, because for me, I'm dialed in on the fans. I'm dialed in on Kevin Stefanski. I'm dialed in on just what the response is right now, like Wallace Smith's comment right here, how people are reacting to it. And that's what One Time for the Fan is good for. That's why it's from the fan and for the fan. And we just love the positivity and the energy from the fans in the chat that just know that Sunday nights at 8, Wednesday nights at 8, Friday mornings, we talk football with everybody. So I'm just glad that people are here not only watching the playoffs, but also taking their time to come talk Falcons with me, Kerry, and T-Will. And Wallace Smith said it just like a lot of fans have said it, just like Mr. Blank said in his interview that they were going to interview Harbaugh, but it was going to be up to him if he wanted to come coach the Falcons. That's the same for Clint Kubiak. That's the same for Anthony Weaver. That's the same for Vance Joseph. Nope. Can anybody call Clint Kubiak and ask him, hey, how come you didn't take the Falcons job?
No, I mean,
nobody.
Not only that, but if you wait until February and then he doesn't choose you,
then you're stuck with Antonio Pierce. Then you're stuck with somebody that you really didn't like.
I wonder if there'd be this much outrage for an Antonio Pierce, because for me, like that, he was pretty much on the bottom of my list. And
Kerry, I ain't gonna lie, I think this is just pure outrage if it wasn't Clint Kubiak. I'm just seeing that.
Do you think so? I just feel like, I don't know.
Well, people said no to Harbaugh when they heard the demands, and people said no to Mike. Remember, I even mentioned, hey, maybe Mike Tomlin might be available. People like, Jack, don't you say Mike Tomlin. He hasn't won a playoff in 7 years. Yeah, but he had 17 winning seasons.
Don't you say that, Jack.
Don't you say Mike Tomlin in Atlanta. Well, who can I name? Clint Kubiak is the next head coach, and you know it. Hold on now.
I truly don't think that's what it is, Jack, because that guy that was very out of line, in my opinion, said he's not even a Falcons fan. So why would he care if we picked Clint Kubiak? I think he's a Shedeur Sanders fan, honestly.
And there are some people who are fans of certain players. I have a friend of mine who's a Falcon fan. He's at the Bears game right now in a Grady Jarrett jersey because he's kin to that type of family. He knows the Grady Jarrett family pretty well. So he's at the game right now, freezing his ass off. I'm in the house with the heater on. It's about 72 degrees in my house. It's about 20-some degrees in the Windy City. But he's sitting over there rooting on Grady Jarrett because he's a big Grady Jarrett fan. So some fans, I remember when LeBron left Cleveland, right, and went to Miami, and LeBron left Miami, went to the Lakers, and came back. Some fans just move differently. You know what I'm saying? And it comes to a situation where if Clint Kubiak was your choice, this is for every fan in the chat. If Clint Kubiak was your number one choice, which for all of us possibly was the number one choice, that was the choice to the fans. Once again, that wasn't Matt Ryan. That wasn't Arthur Blank.
Right.
Don't take the frustration out on podcasters.
Right.
Email the Falcons. Tell them about your season tickets. Tell them about the PSL you're not going to pay, and they will bill you. But you're going to pay that PSL.
Right.
You think you're going to leave that $20,000 PSL sit on the side of the road? That ain't going to happen.
To your point, Jack, I feel like I mean, I think we talked about this that Kubiak was all three of ours choice, number one choice, you know? And like I said, like, you know, for me it was a risk because it's like it's a gamble, you know? He could end up being another just a really good coordinator, but it's also
Any
there's a
head
potential that he
coach
could
is a
be.
gamble, Carrie. Any
Yeah,
head coach would have been a gamble. Kubiak could have came over here and wet the bed.
I know. And then
Harbaugh could have came over
not
here and had another losing season. Any
he
head
could
coach is a gamble. You're just shooting.
he
You're shooting for the moon with any person you bring in that building.
I don't know. Maybe Raheem really scarred them because maybe they were scared that Kubiak would come in here and he'd have the offense humming, but then he'd like be overwhelmed and not know when to call the timeouts and stuff like Raheem.
And
I
a
I
think
lot
don't
of
it's
know.
times
just
when you get
timing.
first time
I
head
honestly,
coaches, personnel on
I
the
honestly
field,
think
when
it
to
was
call
these
timeouts,
guys.
when to do this and that, it happens. But then I also heard that Kubiak might bring Aiden Dirty over here to be the
Mhm.
defensive coordinator.
And
One of the
fans
big
really
things they
wanted
wanted is
Ilbrook to
Jeff
stay.
Ulbrich in the building.
And
They
I feel
wanted
like
that.
fans felt the same way. Fans wanted Ulbrich to stay too. So it's like, well, what do you want to do? You want to bring Kubiak, but you get like a random DC that you don't know if he's going to be as good and the players are going to play as hard because players like Brandon Dorless came out and said like, we love playing under Jeff Ulbrich. He lets us play freely and fun. And I feel like that's why they were balling. And shout out to him. Shout out to Nate Ali, man. Like they played so well under him last season.
And not only that, but guys, if you have to wait on your head coach, it is January the 18th. If they make it to the Super Bowl, you can't hire him until a month from now.
You're
Until
right.
a month from now. And
To
that
your,
means all of your enemies, all of the rival teams are a month ahead of you. You can't wait that. So I mean, I get it. I get it.
right.
You need a GM. You need to get some things in place. You need to make some decisions. You know, you can. It's if they would have lost this weekend, it would have been different. But I don't
You're
see
right,
it.
T.
It's
Will.
just,
No, that's a great point.
yeah.
And I think Stefanski had a interview, in-person interview, second interview with Tennessee Titans on
And the
Sunday.
Dolphins.
Right,
And then
correct.
the Dolphins, I don't know if it was Monday, but it was next week. And I think that maybe the Falcons felt the pressure to move quicker because of what happened with John Harbaugh and the Giants. He didn't end up interviewing us or Baltimore. Or no, that's obviously not Baltimore. Was it us? And do you guys remember
The
the other
Titans.
team?
The Titans.
Titans, Titans,
Yeah.
Titans.
They
Yeah,
blocked
so
him from going to the Titans. Yeah.
yeah, so they end up sealing the deal so he doesn't go to the other team. So to T Will's point, it's like if this is your guy, if you're between two guys, you don't want to risk losing your guy to wait on another guy, I guess. I
And
don't know.
here's the mental thing about it too, as well. Yesterday, when they called Kevin Stefanski for the meeting, and they're over there eating this prime rib. Apparently, what were they eating? What did Arthur Blank make? He said he made it himself. The ribeyes. Arthur Blank is cooking for Kevin Stefanski. Matt Ryan's in there.
Yeah.
You know they're talking
Oh,
business, but I guarantee you, these are football folks. You mean to tell me they're not watching San Francisco and Seattle on the TV? You mean to tell me that game is not being played somewhere in that house as they're eating dinner? What is going through Matt Ryan's mind when he's looking saying, I just interviewed Clint Kubiak last week. Clint Kubiak is putting belt to ass on the 49ers right now. On his buddy, Kyle Shanahan. As he's sitting there looking at his new head coach is getting ready to offer a deal. We will never know what's going through Matt Ryan's head. Matt Ryan's going to come out there and tell you what he thinks is good about Kevin Stefanski on Wednesday. I think the interview is Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to know the questions that he asked Clint Kubiak. We're not going to know the questions that he asked John Harbaugh. We will never know the questions he spoke to Antonio Pierce about. Because that is personal between the organization and the guy that they're interviewing. But I can tell you that when it came to experience and not having a first-time head coach, they felt like Kevin Stefanski was the best choice. And even for the NFL, for the people for the teams that needed a head coach, the Dolphins, the Titans, the Falcons, who else? The Raiders. Kevin Stefanski wasn't the bottom of the list as a head coach for these teams. Kevin Stefanski was about to go meet with the Titans. He was about to go meet with the Dolphins. Kevin Stefanski to a lot of these teams. This isn't the Kansas City Chiefs that need a head coach. This isn't the Chargers that need a head coach. The Giants already reeled in Harbaugh. They wanted their coach as soon as Harbaugh stepped down as the head coach in Baltimore, the Giants were all in. They would have gave him half of New York and named him the mayor if they wanted to. If that was part of the demands, they would have gave it to John Harbaugh. Because the Giants have been in a bad situation for a while. And some fans can say, Jack, well, why don't we go and get John Harbaugh? How do you know that they didn't like what John Harbaugh said in the interview?
Right. He wanted total control.
How do you know he wasn't a CEO type of head coach? Remember that about Bill Belichick when he was going for the interview years ago? Don't get Bill Belichick. He's going to ruin the culture. We don't know what is being said behind the scenes.
Right.
But some way, somehow, out of the 12 candidates that they interviewed, they felt that Kevin Stefanski is the best fitting for the job. A guy who came from Cleveland that had quarterback issues. A guy that came from Cleveland, won AP Coach of the Year 2 times in his 5 years over there, who has one of the worst ownerships in football in Cleveland. And I know that fan base is sick. It's a strong fan base. But a lot of the fans that I have seen speak up about I keep saying Clint, about Kevin Stefanski. They have said some good things about Kevin Stefanski. And for me, I understand how this fan base is in Atlanta. It's been a rough 8 years. I totally get it. You guys wanted the big top candidate who was probably John Harbaugh, then Clint Kubiak, and then some of you probably would have said Mike McDaniel. But Kevin Stefanski wasn't at the bottom of the list for the Falcons. He was probably top 3, if not top 2. So don't put the frustration out on the content creators and the podcasters and social media. Send your emails to the Atlanta Falcons. Call your reps in the morning and let them know. Oh, they're closed tomorrow. Call your reps Tuesday morning. And let them know that you're going to turn back in your PSL. Just make sure you have the $14,000 to pay them that you owe.
And send your jersey to T. Will.
Send your jersey. If T. Will, what size you were?
XX, big boy size.
You're 2XL?
Yes, I am, sir. Yes, I am.
I figured you'd be like a medium.
Oh, you know what? I know you're not telling the truth, but it still feels good. Thanks, Jack. I appreciate that.
I just know that the Atlanta Falcons will still move on if you don't want to be a fan tomorrow morning.
Yes, they will.
And that press conference will be there Tuesday. You guys can be on the YouTube channel and on Twitter, venting your frustration left and right. But guess who's going to see it? The person who turns on that button for the Falcons media and the person who turns off that button for the Falcons media. Because Matt Ryan's not going to go back and read those comments. I'm pretty sure he has enough people in the family to go back and see everything that's being said. And I guarantee you what Matt wants to do is what Matt's going to do. Now, when we get down to the fall, when we get down to October, when we get down to November, and we're seeing that, hey, we're 5-1, or we're 2-2, or we're 4-1, or we're 6-4, or whatever the record may be, then we can talk more football on the scale of, hey, what is Kevin Stefanski doing as a head coach? But for right now, he hasn't even been in here 24 hours. And we already had to ban 3-4 people from the chat. So it's like we're not trying to get to that.
It's just crazy, Jack. Like, for me, I can listen to a difference of opinion, right? Because that's how you learn and grow as a person, as a human. And you know, this podcast is welcome to everybody, you know, Falcons fans, not Falcons fans, but it's like, you got to be respectful and keep it football as much as possible. Like, I'm never going to disrespect somebody. I might not agree with you and I might like laugh at you a little bit if you got a bad opinion, but I'm never going to take it past football. Like, I'm never going to go, you know, personal. That's just completely disrespectful.
Right.
And, I just feel like as fans, to your point, like as fans, it's out of our control. So, and that's the point I was trying to make before all that drama went down, is like, I'm a Falcons fan, right? And this is who they went with. So what are we like? I don't know. And that's like they said, well, it's our free will. Okay, it's your free will to live a miserable life and literally just make it your prerogative to go in every Falcons chat and just bash the decision, then that's on you. But I have real life things going on, and I am here to talk Falcons football, but it's like I'm not just like gonna live a miserable life because of a decision they went with that it's out of my control. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Like I'm gonna focus on supporting my team no matter what because like I said earlier, Stefanski's gonna be gone one day. Like he's not gonna be the Falcons head coach forever. I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure every single Falcons head coach has been fired outside of Bobby Petrino. Is that right?
That's right.
Yep.
They all been fired. So eventually he might get fired. We just got to hope that he leaves us with a Super Bowl ring, right? And leaves us with a lot of winning. And that's my hope. But as a fan, that's all I can do is hope for the best and move on. Like all of us said, he wasn't our first choice. We all wanted Clint Kubiak, but what are we gonna do about it now? Maybe Clint Kubiak didn't want us. I think somebody, Georgia Texas boy, said maybe he's going to Baltimore. And think about it. You gotta, and this is me taking away my Falcons fandom. If you're a head coach and you gotta decide between coaching, mind you, you have 6 interviews. Everybody wants you. You're the hottest offensive name out there. You're getting interviews with every opening. Are you going to choose the Baltimore Ravens or the Atlanta Falcons? Be real with
Well,
me.
there you go, Falcon fans. You're hearing it from Kerry. And it goes off of anything, man. Some of y'all have put in
We don't know.
applications for jobs and never got a call back and wondered
Mhm.
why you never got a call back. Because somebody just took your job, man. Your resume wasn't that good. Somebody just took your job. Hey man, I'm still waiting on that call, man. They told me 2 weeks.
Calvin got a job.
Calvin and got a job, didn't he?
Calvin got a job. Hey man. Hey Jack, it's that time, brother. We got a super chat.
Oh, we sure do. Let me go ahead and get down here. The chat is, oh my God, the chat is so live
You
and the
guys
chat
are
is so
awesome
lit.
tonight.
Man, super chat from DSGB
Super
Hall.
chat.
DSGB Hall, you sure you don't need that dollar back for that Uber? You good?
Ooh, ooh, that's not nice.
Yeah,
Shout outs
everything
to
That's
okay?
not
him.
nice, Jack. That's not
DSGB Hall?
nice, sir.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to do
I'm
that,
sorry.
sir.
He sent another dollar for the super chat. He said Jack
Oh
is Meg
wow.
at times 3.
Oh wow.
Wow, I
Oh,
love
you
it.
wilder.
Thank
You
you guys
wilder.
for the laughs. But no,
I don't even know where to go with this podcast because here's the deal. We told T will be doing this for an hour. Sure enough, we're past the hour. We're at an hour and a half. And the amount pick six.
Yeah.
no.
Not a
Wait,
pick
by
six. He
who?
picked it off. He didn't score. He just picked it off.
Oh, who
I
picked
think
who? Wait,
the Rams picked off Caleb Williams.
no.
What? So what? Next score wins, right?
Yeah, next score wins.
Let me go check my prize picks real quick. Let
Oh
me check my
wow.
prize picks.
No, but
Don't tell Eric Parker. Don't tell Eric Parker.
and I just went on a whole tangent about why I think we should just move on. And shout out to Trucker Mike. He said, "What are we, beeping about? That he's hired and we have to deal with it." That's a perfect way to put it simply. What are we complaining about? He's hired. We got to deal with it. Straight
Right.
out.
At this
Straight up.
point, we just keep moving, y'all.
like, like literally. And it is what it is. So
They say an intelligent mind can consider two opinions that are diametrically opposed. So we don't have to agree. That's
right.
where I think most people get it wrong. Is look, we don't have to agree. I don't care if you think Stefanski should wear capri pants like Raheem. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
don't even encourage
It
that.
was a
No,
joke.
don't.
It
Don't.
was a joke. But
Don't even-
the bottom line is we don't have to agree. But if we support the Falcons, we support the logo on the front. And
right.
since he is our guy, let's get in line and get behind him and get to rooting.
Right.
We don't have time for woulda, coulda, shoulda. It is what it is, man. He's our guy. Deal with it.
We
Let's
We
gotta
go.
move
have
on.
to wait to see everything play out now. It is January 18th. I don't think he's finna step foot in that office probably until maybe March the 1st. Who knows? He still got to get his family down here. He got to get the whole living situation going on. He got to deal with the traffic in Atlanta. He got to go eat some lemon pepper wings. He got to get a little bit more acquainted with Atlanta first before he starts taking, roster moves and all this type of stuff. I'm sure he's going to probably work some stuff behind the scenes. But for those that are entering the chat now, wondering what's going on, when we first started the show, we had to have a heart-to-heart with some people because they came in here going at us like we Matt Ryan and we Arthur Blank. We podcasters.
We picked Stefanski.
We podcasters, man. We
how
in
it
here just
felt.
talking Falcons football. People were going, hey, when the show started,
Wow.
people was like, y'all mother,
I felt
hey,
my
hold
back
on
was
now.
against the wall. Like, oh my goodness, that
Whoa,
was wild, guys.
Nelly. Whoa,
But-
It was tough.
Nelly.
But also, shout out to T. Terry. He said, Carrie, another thing is that maybe he could go to Buffalo. And remember, I put that in the chat. We have a group chat, and I said, I wonder if they're going to move on from the bit. Like, I wonder if the Bills are going to move on because that was a rumor that if they don't make a run, that he could be fired. So I'm curious to see if the Bills keep their head coach or not. And yeah, that would be another attractive place to go. So.
I know the Falcons looking at them right now. I'm just gonna take a guess. They did not want to wait until after the Super Bowl.
Right.
They did not want to wait another week and get shut out of two coaches that they probably hired or they probably wanted to hire. Other teams are trying to do the best they can to call in Stefanski for interview, get a hold of Clint Kubiak the day. If let's just say Clint would have lost Saturday. Tomorrow morning, he's getting every offer in the book from the teams that want Clint Kubiak. How do you know that our offer ain't better than the Dolphins' offer?
Right.
Ain't better than the Titans'
That's
offer?
true.
Ain't better than the Ravens or the Steelers' offer? And then we would have lost out on Clint Kubiak, just like Eddie Pinero when we needed a kicker. And Eddie Pinero said, I went to the teams. I want to. Remember when Eddie Pinero said that about the Falcons?
He threw shade. He said, I wanted to go to a winner.
Said, I'm going to a team that wants to win and go to the playoffs. And he won and went to the playoffs. I know he got beat yesterday, but he made the playoffs. We didn't make the goddamn playoffs.
And they had a winning record.
And they had a winning record. That was the damn kicker who said that.
That's pretty bad. I mean, that's why I just a few minutes ago said I'm taking off my Falcons, I'm taking off my Atlanta hat right now. And if you think about it, like we're known as a team with the second longest playoff drought right now. Like we are known as a team that has had a losing season for multiple years in a row. And so it's like not everybody's going to want to just be like, "Oh, let me go there." They know their time in the NFL is not for long. So it's like, do you want to take a risk in being part of, a fairy tale story of a team turning it around? A lot of people aren't like that. They want to go to a contender if they have the option. So to that point, maybe, it takes two to tango. How do we even know Kubiak wanted us? Just because he interviewed doesn't mean he wanted us. You apply for all the jobs. You go to all the interviews to see, how the interview goes. But maybe he didn't like what he saw. Maybe we didn't like what we saw. We'll never know.
The answers to the questions that they probably asked him, he could have said, like I told you, how do you know that Antonio Pierce needs to say, oh, yeah, Bijan Robinson is nice, but we finna trade him, dog. We need about 3 first-round picks.
Right.
We need to go ahead and get another receiver with that first-round pick. Hey, that salary cap. Now we finna trade Jesse Bates. We finna Kyle Pitts. Yeah, he gone too. You don't know what is being said. Matt Ryan might be sitting there like, we're keeping Ulbrich, we're keeping Bijan, we're not getting rid of this guy, and he's just probably sitting there just looking at his checklist. Okay. And what do you think about the price of the hot dogs in the stadium? You need to raise the price. You need to raise the price. It's $2 is too cheap. Okay.
Oh wow.
What do you think the price should be? $3.50. Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay, cool. We'll get with Rich McKay about that.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know. Right. All I know is this person right here. Put it right here. Right here. Where is he? There he is. This dude right here. That's the head coach.
Yep.
Whatever happened in Cleveland, happened in Cleveland.
So who's going to be on his staff, Jack? I know Tommy Reese is going to be his OC. Brian Callahan is his offensive coach. I think offensive line coach. I'm sorry.
Right.
And I think I know we're keeping Ulbrich, but I'm assuming we're keeping our defensive line coach.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
everybody who came with Ulbrich is going to stay with Ulbrich. Mike
That's what I'm
Ruttenberg,
thinking.
linebackers coach. I think the running backs coach should still be here too as well. I forget what his name is. Is it Petrie or something like that? I think his last name.
I can see what he looks like in the picture with him and Tyler, but I can't. I don't remember.
I can't. I think it's Michael. I think his name might be Michael or something like that. I can't remember what his name is. The running backs coach, Jerry Gray, I believe, should still be here too as well. Anybody who was a part of that defense, Kevin Stefanski should come in here and be like, "Hey, I need y'all here." Like that's what a good head coach is. Hey, y'all did a great job last year. Like I really need y'all here to help keep working with AJ, working with Xavier, working with all these people. Offensive side, Zach Robinson, you're probably gone. Kerry, you mentioned it last night. There might be a new special teams coordinator too as well, which Marquise Williams is now coaching the Shrine Bowl. He's the head coach of the Shrine Bowl. Has Marquise Williams had any conversations with Kevin Stefanski since he's been the head coach in the past couple hours? We talked about it last night on T. Will's show. What is the first 3 things you would do as a head coach? Has Kevin looked over the salary cap? Has Kevin looked over some of the players who could be leaving and the players that he wants to stay? D. Alfred needs a new deal. Like, we need to get some people in the building that I think is going to help build the culture and make it easier for Kevin Stefanski. Because if we would, with Raheem Morris, if we would have beat the Jets and the Dolphins, we might not even be having this conversation.
No, you just got to be one of them. Literally one of them. That's how bad it was.
Like, some of the games were close. The one game I think that we got in trouble with, the Seahawks too, as well as 2 games. The Seahawks game and the Panthers game where it was 30-0.
Other than that, though.
Other than that, we was in the running. The Berlin game, we lost by a touchdown in overtime. The Dolphins game got a little bit out of hand on my birthday. Could have beat them. That was a 1-6 team. The Jets game too as well. Could have beat the Jets. That's a 2-7 team.
We played up to our competition. That's why you saw us beat the Rams. That's why you've seen us beat the Bills. That's why you saw. I'm not saying that Tampa Bay is a good team, but they're always tough against us, division opponent, and that's why you saw us play as good as we did on Thursday Night Football. And honestly, the home game, we could have won that game. We could have went to overtime if we had a kicker, who actually could make field goals. So
let's go to something that
the Rams
fans might want
to.
I'm glad you just mentioned that. We need a general manager.
Ian Cunningham? No.
The 2 top candidates, Kerry, you know this. The 2 top candidates who were interviewed by the Falcons are now out of the playoffs.
Yep.
Josh Williams from the 49ers, Ian Cunningham from the Chicago Bears. There is a press conference coming up this week with Kevin Stefanski. It's very possible that they can announce the new GM before they get to that press conference. It's very possible tomorrow morning you see on the news or you see in the social media, you see some of the reporters that you follow, the Falcons have called Ian Cunningham in for another interview, X, Y, and Z. The Falcons have called Josh Williams in for another interview. So be very prepared to find out who your next general manager could be. Randy's in the chat and says, I like the hire. Big shout out to Randy in the chat. Johnny's in the chat. Shout out to Grady Jarrett. Shout out to Randy in the chat too as well. Georgia, Texas boy says Cunningham will be announced tomorrow.
Texas boy, what it do? Man,
West Side is in the chat. West Side Mo.
Jack, let me tell you something. That is one of the greatest passes I've ever seen. I hope you see it on a highlight tonight. Caleb Williams did like a Madden play. You know those old Michael Vick plays where you run 30 yards behind the line of scrimmage?
Was it like my Eddie on the run play?
Nah, because he literally went 20 yards behind the line because the defensive line was rushing him. And so he was zigzagging. And by the time he threw it, it's like a 45, 50-yard pass. But, bro, that was a great play. That play should be in the candidacy for an ESPY. Like that's just a great play. I know the Rams won, but hey man, that man Caleb Williams, he's all right, bro. He's all right. I'm just saying, hell of a throw.
Falcon fans, honestly, let me tell you something. It's 10 o'clock right now. Let me tell you something. I just love talking Falcons football with y'all. T, how many times did we say this the other day?
We do, man. We do. We love
Just
it. We love
love
it.
talking Falcons football with y'all. Sometimes when we got to wrap up the show, it's like, damn, I wish we had a couple more hours, man, to talk Falcons football about this, man.
Hey, Jack, Ian Cunningham or Josh Williams? Who you got?
Ian Cunningham.
Okay. Carrie, same. What you got?
I think Carrie said she had to step away for a second.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Like the more I learn about Josh Williams and the fact that he was a scout for 15 years and looking at the 49ers roster, I'm kind of intrigued.
Now, that is true. But remember I mentioned on your show last night.
Yeah.
The closer one to the general manager position was Ian Cunningham.
Yeah. Yeah.
They need more of a general manager that has some experience.
Right. He's more polished.
Right. He's more polished of being closer. He was the assistant general manager. He's like, it's like buddy. Like, hey, man, the general manager right here. I'm right here. Josh is more like, we're over here. You know what I'm saying? Like when they close the door and be like, hey, general manager's having a meeting, Josh got to step outside the room. Respectfully.
But Josh know how to pick those players, man.
He does.
I don't know about that, bro.
I haven't even got to the quarterback situation. So if we want insight on Mac Jones, Josh would be the guy to say, hey, look, this is how we can get Mac Jones. Then again, Matt Ryan has to make these decisions, not Jack Spade. I'm just here to talk. Carrie's just here to talk. T. Will is just here to talk. Bodie's still watching the car, but he likes to talk Falcons too as well. But we are here to talk about the decisions that the Atlanta Falcons are making. If you expected us to join this podcast today and just start ranting and raving and flipping tables about, man, the Falcons didn't hire Mike Tomlin. Man, the Falcons didn't hire John Harbaugh. We can't believe we let that man slip away. Man, we should have hired Antonio Pierce over this. You wasn't finna get that from us. What you're going to get is us speaking to the chat as the chat is responding back to us. We got topics that we talk about with Kevin Stefanski. His ties in Cleveland are now no longer. Whatever he brings to Atlanta with his coaching experience, whatever he brings to Atlanta with his new OC, the defensive coordinator, whatever's going down on that avenue, that's what we're here to talk about. And that's why I enjoy talking Falcons football with everybody, because there's so many comments, T. Will. There's so many comments that we could not get to today. I'm upset because I always want to put everybody's comment on the screen. But T. Will, I'm telling you, we're probably over close to 1,000 comments in this chat right now.
Jack, are we at the point to where we need somebody to like just run our chat room, run our chats?
I want to say yes.
Are we at that point?
We're at the point where we might have to get a moderator.
Yeah,
our show has been on a level of people enjoy it, people love it. But the biggest part of the show is One Time for the Fan is from the fan for the fan. And the fans make up a big part of the show. To where there's sometimes me and T Will, I don't even know, sometimes T Will don't even get the topics no more. I'd be like, we're going live. All right, we're going live. Just like we're just going live. Because you guys do a great job.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Right. Because the chat does a great job. T Will, the other night we did 5 hours.
Chat, man. We love you guys. I said we love you guys in the chat. We really do.
We love the chat.
We rock.
But the other night we did 5 hours randomly. We wasn't supposed to do 5 hours.
Right.
We did a 5-hour podcast, and the Falcons didn't even have a head coach.
That was crazy. But we're preparing for the 24-hour lit stream when.
Oh my gosh! For those that do not know, when the Falcons win the Super Bowl, we are doing a 24-hour stream. 24 hours. We're trying to set it up and plan.
I want you to know, I'm gonna need a case of Mountain Dew. I'm gonna need a full case. I'm just
Diet Mountain Dew. That is.
No, no. I'm just saying. I'm gonna need that, man. That's a 24 hours a lot. So if it's me, you, and Carrie, and obviously we're gonna have to have some. We're going. So me, you, Carrie, and Bodie. Wait, 4, 4, and 4. That's what 16 hours. So we need 8. Maybe A1, maybe Big Low. We're gonna have to call in some reinforcements, man. So we're gonna have to do.
And I see the chat still reacting. See Greg in the chat. Worst hire of the possible candidates. I don't know what Matty Ice was thinking.
That's
Greg, we
wild.
just
That's
spent an hour and some change going over the pros and the cons. And of course, the chat was reacting to it and everybody was talking. People agree, people disagree. All we have to do as fans is just wait to see what Kevin Stefanski does with this team.
That's it.
Yes, the name does not bring a parade down Peachtree January 18th. Nobody's sitting over here saying it's the greatest hire in Falcons history. Was there better candidates? Possibly. We won't know until the game is played in September, in
I
October.
respect to your point, Jack.
But I respect everybody's comment though.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too.
Yeah.
Like we don't have to agree. Like you
Except
can
for
think
those
it's
rude
the
folks from
worst thing.
earlier. We had to ban their ass. They were
Exactly.
fucking
They had to
trash.
roll.
Right.
Yeah, if you think it's the worst hire of all the possible candidates, I completely respect that.
Yeah,
That's your
definitely.
just like I disagree. Like I hope you respect me. I think it could have been worse. It could have maybe been better too. But hey, we don't know until maybe next season or how his contract, he's signed a 5-year deal. We'll see if he makes it 5 years, but I'm
Some of the
hoping for
best,
the best as a fan,
yeah.
So
Some of the best times I've had, I didn't expect to. Right.
and
Like,
T Will, you bring up a great point because remember how this whole fan base reacted when the Atlanta Falcons just announced that they're bringing back Jeff Ulbrich.
mm-hmm.
Do we all
Yep.
remember how everybody was
Yep.
like, "Oh, buddy,
Oh,
buddy,
Right.
oh my
Right.
gosh,
People
we're
was
bringing
not
back Jeff."
happy about
Right.
that one.
Oh,
Mhm.
he came from the New York
Right.
Jets. Oh, how was
Right.
it when we get? And
Right.
everybody freaked out,
Right.
and myself included. I'm so happy I was wrong, but I thought, buddy, like, what are we doing here? Like, we could have went out and got like a proven good DC, and look, I was wrong, and I'm so happy I was wrong. So I just hope that people are just being reactionary, and I'm just hoping that we could be wrong again and we could all be happy. And maybe I'm being a homer and maybe I'm just being positive, but oh well, like I'd rather be a positive person than a negative one, and I'm just going to hope for the best. But I definitely respect your opinion. I don't think that that was the worst candidate though. Like I don't see how you could think Kevin Stefanski would be a worse candidate than like somebody like Antonio Pierce, but that's my opinion. I feel like he's more qualified and has more experience.
I know my season tickets are due in a couple of weeks. The Falcons don't care. If you're a season ticket holder, just know that when you wake up on February the 3rd, you're gonna look at your account and be like, damn, they got me again. They be running them damn payments 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know who's in the office at 5 o'clock in the morning.
He said that.
But that payment going through.
5 o'clock in the morning.
You better cancel now because that payment is going through. And I'm gonna be right
Jack,
there.
Hey, Jack,
with them birds.
This is
Week
what I
one.
thought about with Stefanski, because people say he's stubborn and a bit of a hard ass. But let me ask y'all this question: who was responsible for the best season of Matt Ryan's career?
The head coach or offensive coordinator?
The OC.
Kyle Shanahan.
Yes, and Kyle Shanahan is what? Stubborn.
One of the most hated coaches now in Atlanta. One of the most hated people.
You know
most hated in Atlanta.
But he pushes you, right? And so maybe he saw in Stefanski that this team needs to be pushed, right? Maybe he saw in Stefanski that this team needs a firm hand, because you can always let off the gas.
Mm-hmm.
But if you start out going 2 miles an hour, it's difficult to ramp it up. If you start out kissing and hugging and loving everybody, kissy, Raheem, then when you have to have a heart-to-heart conversation, it's difficult. But if you start out, look, this is what I expect, this is what you're going to do, you can always let off the gas, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe, and again, Matt Ryan was a quarterback in this league for 14 years. He's seen a lot of coaches come and go. Maybe that's what he saw. Maybe he assessed the team along with the group that they hired. And maybe what he saw in reading between the lines is this team needs discipline. This team needs structure. This is my thoughts. I could be wrong.
You said something correct right there too as well. And Kerry, I want to go back to what you said. The Jeff Ulbrich signing. I remember when fans went in on the Jeff Ulbrich signing. There was not too many happy fans when Jeff Ulbrich was hired because he came from the Jets. He ain't doing nothing over there in New York.
Everybody was not happy. I mean,
I got a couple more moments for you, Kerry. I remember when the Falcons drafted Chris Lindstrom.
AJ Terrell, too.
And fans were like, who the hell is Chris Lindstrom?
Right.
Chris Lindstrom is one of the best guards in the football right now.
Yep.
Hands down, probably top 3.
I remember when people were saying, why did we trade that pick? Why did we give them a number 1 pick for JPJ? And all JPJ did was go out and get 10.5 sacks.
Oh my gosh, that was another what the moment. Ever. That was another what WTF moment when it was like, y'all traded a pick for James Pierce Jr. Right. Who the hell is James Pierce Jr.?
And he had the most sacks for amongst rookies in the league. And not only that, but our Xavier Watts had the most interceptions for rookies in the league. So again, sometimes you could go out and have a good time. So what if you don't have your A game? So what if you don't have your fastball? So what if you're not in your favorite pair of pants? You could still have a good time. I'm saying give Stefanski a chance. Let's see where this goes, guys. Let's see where.
I remember when they drafted Matt Ryan. I remember that day, boy. Oh God. Them fans went, what? Matt Ryan?
Right.
Boston College? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Matt Ryan gave us some of the best years here in Atlanta.
Yes, he did.
For so long.
Yes, he did.
He's only missed 3 games in his whole career.
Ever.
And
if he was probably playing those 3 games, there would have been 3 more wins added to his career.
He has the 8th most passing yards for any quarterback in the league.
And I also want to add on, shout out to Auntie Pam and FF Will. They both shouted out Bijan. Remember how everybody was like, what are we doing? We drafted a running back when we already got a 1,000-yard rusher. And this is no knock on Tyler because we love Tyler, but Bijan is all pro right now.
Yes, he
Bijan is a generational talent.
He is.
I know Kevin Stefanski never had a Bijan Robinson in Cleveland. I know that. I know he never had a Drake London either. Or an AJ Terrell.
All I know is
or even a Kyle Pitts.
Or even a Jesse Bates. Or even Xavier Watts.
There you go.
Or even James Pierce Jr.
I feel like I'm not saying he's free from any blame whatsoever. I also am not naive, and I also think he's not perfect. And I also think that people can have a change of scenery. See Bill Belichick when he was with the Browns, and then look what happened when he went to a new franchise, a competent front office, and, a new organization, a fresh start. I'm hoping for the same story for us. And for me, it's like, I don't know, wow, this night has just completely blown me away. I just can't believe.
And I see what's going on in the chat here too as well. We got to talk contracts. Hold on, Maggie T. Now, Maggie T. Hold on now. Hold on now, Maggie T. I see what you got going on over there. We got to talk the contract now, Carrie. Carrie, we're gonna get offline and go. Hey, Carrie. Carrie, we got to talk a little contract.
But
oh my goodness,
I'm gonna, like T-Will pointed out, it's like, okay, he's here now. We're gonna give him a chance. And I know some people say he was not good in Cleveland, right? Like, I would argue he was all right with what he had. I feel like he was severely handicapped, strapped as far as decision making, roster building, with the front office and GM. The Browns are known to be a terrible organization and horribly run. I'm not saying he's free from any blame, but I also think that organization is known to be a dumpster fire, for lack of a better term.
Still is.
And so for me, he's now an Atlanta Falcon, and I'm gonna hope that a change of scenery and a fresh start under much better ownership and having much better weapons, he can give us that two-time coach of the year. He can get us to the playoffs like he did with the with the Cleveland Browns. I'm hoping he can do that with us in Atlanta. Um, I saw somebody tweet out like, if you can get the Browns to the playoffs twice, that's like winning two Super Bowls anywhere else
Right.
because
And the
it's the
Falcons playing
Cleveland
the
Browns.
worst division in the NFL
And not just
needed
that,
a coach to help them out a couple of times, especially when it came to game management decisions.
but Jack, think about it too. He's going to a much worse division currently, and
Right.
he's been in a really tough division in the AFC North. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. I mean, his
Even the
division
coaches,
is,
Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, he had to deal with that too as well.
he had one of the toughest divisions in football, in my opinion, at least. So, um, I don't know. Everybody can feel how they want to feel. You know, everybody's free to their, own opinions. I respect your opinion, even if I don't agree with you. But I know we've been saying that, but I'm just wow. I'm blown away by this show today, and I
Yeah.
can't believe it happened this way. But
Hey, look, kid, keep on going, Carrie. It's all
no,
good, man.
I just
It's all
feel
good.
like, yeah, you don't need to make it personal, and we all love the Falcons. Well, most of us do anyway. Some people, I don't know, they're just here to put their narratives in all different random chats. Maybe they search the Atlanta Falcons and then just click the live on YouTube and just
No
go
way.
to each one.
Carrie, I don't even think it was that. I think he was just looking for somebody to blame, and he did it. And you know what? The sad part is the wonderful thing about the internet is it gives people an opportunity and a place to come together. The terrible thing about the internet is it gives people an opportunity and a place to come together. And you cannot let the rantings of one clearly skewed individual. I'm trying to be nice. You look at Carrie, we know you. We love you. We work with you every day. And we're here to talk Falcons. And we're trying to build something, man. And that's what we're gonna do. And not him or any other cheesehead, picklehead fools like him are gonna stop us from doing it. We're gonna keep on doing this thing. You're gonna be right here. And that's it. So don't look, don't let the devil steal your joy. At the end of the day, look it, man, you gonna be better for it. You're gonna be better for it. And obviously the chat loves you, we love you. And that's
I'm
just
sorry, T-Will. Like, I'm trying to be serious right now, but I'm just reading the chat and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm like, everybody's so hilarious and awesome. Like, I
Craig is in
appreciate
here still
everyone.
talking shit
yeah,
too as
Yeah,
well. So I
Craig.
see
We
what
even
Craig.
got April Thomas, aka
yeah.
Ron. He said,
Oh
I
my
remember when
god.
T-Will had a hairline, LMAO man.
Let me Carrie, let me tell you something. The funny thing is when my brother hears what happens, because I pray for that guy. I really I'm serious. When my brother hears, you know how my brother feels about you. So when my brother hears what happened, ooh wee, I'm just saying. So the bottom line is we're not gonna let ignorance dictate what we do. We're here to talk the Falcons. We're here to have a good time, and we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that, and we're not gonna. You're not gonna feel sad. You're not gonna hold your head down. We're gonna get past this. We are gonna get past this.
Yeah, and I'm okay. Like, a lot of times I feel like, I've learned over time, years ago when I didn't really know better, I used to get upset and if someone treated me poorly because I truly try to treat everyone with respect and
Right.
kindness because I do believe like you treat others how you want to be treated, but I also believe in karma, and so I do try to, have good karma come back to me. So I just feel like I've learned over time as I've gotten older and a little bit wiser that a lot of times when people treat you bad when you haven't done anything to them, it's just a projection of something they got going on. They're just
Exactly.
project it's something that
Exactly.
terrible in their
Exactly.
heart. And I've learned that over time because I used to think, well, what did I do to them? Why are they being so mean to me? Or why are they treating me this way? Like I've been nothing but nice to them. And then I learned these now, in 2026, I know now, like these people sometimes you could have done nothing. You could have been the kindest person to them, and sometimes people just have hate in their heart, or
Yeah.
they
And
they're
that's it.
they're
What
upset with
country
life.
say?
And
Get that hate out your heart, Bo.
Hey, let me. I'm not good. I'm not good. I'll tell
but
y'all offline. Anyway, go ahead.
but yeah, so all that to say, like I appreciate everyone in the chat, and even if we don't agree, we agree, we disagree.
Respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully. Like as long
Yeah.
as you're respectful, I respect you. And yeah, as Nando said, hurt people hurt people. So
That's
shout
right.
out to Nando. Honestly,
That's
like
right.
shout out to you guys all.
I see
You
and here's the
guys
thing
are
about the comments,
hilarious.
right? Today I definitely saw it. We're going away from those people from earlier.
Yeah.
There are people that's in the chat talking about good hire, bad hire, why he's going to be a good hire, why he's going to be a bad hire. That's why I put the comments on the screen so everybody can see that, because at least at the end of the day, it's talking football, right?
Right.
When you get to the personal attacks and being extremely negative and rude, go stand outside of Mercedes Benz with a microphone and yell that out. Go do that. Go post a picture with a gasoline can standing on the corner of Andrew Young International. Go do that. But
Right.
here at One Time for the Fan, we are a diehard group of Falcon fans that truly believe that this organization is going to, definitely change from the negative past 8 years we've had into something extremely better. And I think with a guy like Matt Ryan leading the way in that president of football operations role, and even with Arthur Blank right now, how excited he is to have Matt Ryan there with him too as well. The moves they've made already has fans excited. And I get the Kevin Stefanski move might make people feel a little bit good or make people feel a little bit bad. But I hate to tell you this, we got 7 months left till football. Really 6 months left.
Oh, that's so far. But we
Like,
got the draft, and then we got
I
training
mean, the
camp.
draft, you're right. The draft, the free agency, small moves in between. But until they get back out there and put those helmets on and go toe to toe with the Steelers week 1, or the Ravens week 2, or the Vikings week 3, or the Saints week 6, we don't know what is about to happen with the roster, with the salary cap, with some of the players they're about to move around, with the coaching moves that's about to happen. So a lot of fans that's in the chat, and we have over 200 plus here right now talking Falcons with us.
Yep.
So there's a lot of comments right now coming in from people all over the atmosphere when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons. We got people that's from Atlanta, people that's living in Florida, people that's living in Nevada. Online Tuna is in New Zealand talking Falcons with us right now in the chat. You got people that's on the West Coast. You got people that's in New York, people that's in Canada, people that's all over talking Falcons football. So I just want to let y'all know that we're going to be here every step of the way. We're going to be here on Wednesday night. We're going to be here on Friday night. We got pop-up shows and all this other stuff going on. But at the end of the day, man, we are diehard Atlanta Falcon fans, and we love the Atlanta Falcons.
Yes, we do.
So we'll just wait and see what happens. Look at Craig. Craig, I tell you, man, I sometimes I just want to call Verizon Wireless and just let them know they turned on the wrong phone.
Man, you got to give him a while for that. He got you on that one, bro. You got to give him a while, man. You got to, bro. You got to do it. There you go. Craig from way downtown. Craig plays no games, sir. He plays.
I got to get to him. Hit me with one earlier. He said, what was the one I was cracking up on? He was like, how was it when you first created Fire?
Fire, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
That's so funny. Shout out to Maggie. Can you spotlight her last comment? That was a great point.
Which one?
They had the consulting group help them with the pick as well. I didn't
And who
think
knows
about
if who knows if Sportsology is still in the building? Who knows? Who knows if they're still calling Sportsology behind the scenes? I can tell you there's 101 questions that you're going to ask the Falcons that you will not get 101 answers.
Well, they did say they were going to have the consulting group help still with the hiring search. So Arthur Blank did say that. So that makes sense.
Does anybody know anybody from Sportsology? Are they like just people in like a dark room that just tell Arthur Blank, here, take this note. Take it to the fan base now.
For some reason, I don't think it's actually Sportsology. And if Maggie, if you know, please let me know, or let us know. I feel like yes, the original one was Sportsology, but I think there's like they hired two different consulting firms, Sportsology, and there was one other. And for some reason, I feel like the other one was the one helping them with the hiring search. I could be wrong.
I remember Miles Garrett the other day, the great Miles Garrett. Shout out to Miles Garrett, the GOAT. I remember
Miles,
Miles Garrett having a conversation with what was the former Vikings quarterback? Sloter,
yeah, Slater, Sloter, somebody.
the backup quarterback. And
Yeah.
he was there with Kirk in Minnesota a couple years ago. And they were talking about Clint Kubiak. And sure enough, Miles Garrett asked him a question about Kevin Stefanski. Because guess who was on that roster too as well? Who was on that coaching staff? Clint Kubiak and Kevin Stefanski.
Mm-hmm.
And so he went to ask him about Kevin Stefanski's like work ethics and play calling and stuff like that. And he was like, Kevin is similar to Clint. Hard nosed, run the ball type of guy, 3-step drop, I formation type of guys, power I type of runs, like the scheme, the 12, 13 personnel he's getting ready to run. I do believe that Kevin Stefanski just didn't have the right pieces in Cleveland. But here in Atlanta, he has a lot of weapons that he can choose from to help move the chains down the field. And let's even think about Zach Robinson. Half of y'all wanted Zach Robinson gone.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, more than half of y'all wanted Zach Robinson gone.
Mm-hmm.
And look at what Zach Robinson was able to do with Bijan. Matter of fact, look what Bijan was able to do with Zach Robinson.
There you go. I like the way you said that.
And Zach Robinson was a first-year OC
Mm-hmm.
who was trying to build his coaching resume to go do what? Go find another job.
Yep.
Kevin Stefanski has been, if I'm not mistaken, let me just go back to this. I just want to just put this out here because I'm sure most of y'all have probably seen this. Kevin Stefanski, assistant quarterbacks coach, 2009 through 2013. The tight ends coach, 2014 and 2015. The running backs coach, 2016. The quarterbacks coach, 2017, 2018. Interim offensive coordinator in 2018. Offensive coordinator in 2019. Going to the stats of 2019, your boy Kirk Cousins, I understand it's 2019. Your boy Kirk Cousins threw, this is what Kevin Stefanski and Clint Kubiak in Minnesota. 4,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. That was 2018. 2019, 3,600 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. 2020, 35 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Kevin Stefanski and Clint Kubiak in Minnesota with Kirk Cousins. He went to Cleveland, and Baker Mayfield was okay. And he had a couple players there, Nick Chubb and the tight end and Njoku. I think he had Peppers there too as well, the safety, defensive guy. But look at what the Falcons have. You got Drake flipping London, my dude. You have Bijan Robinson, my dude.
So
Barn was going up. Huh?
Jack, not to cut you off. I think it was the ZRG Partners. Maggie sent me this. Thank you, Maggie T.
Right.
The ZRG Partners assisted with Sportsology.
With Sportsology.
Yes.
ZRG.
Thank you, Maggie.
Right.
Maggie T.
Yes, Maggie T. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have an opportunity here with Clint Kubiak and some of these people. Well, I'm saying Clint Kubiak. You have an opportunity with Kevin Stefanski and some of these weapons on offense, some of these weapons on the Atlanta Falcons team. Help his career even look a little bit better because it's not the Cleveland Browns. You don't have to play the Ravens twice a year. You don't have to play the Steelers twice a year. You don't have to play Joe Burrow twice a year. You're playing Tyler Show twice a year. Like, come on.
Who was nominated by the fans for Rookie of the Year? Which
The
is
Pepsi Rookie of the Year challenge, Tyler Show.
Oh my God!
We had a guy that had 10.5 sacks and another guy that had 5 interceptions and led all rookies and
y'all
tackles.
nominate him, but
And they're not nominated.
Tyler Shuck, who was good for 5 games out of, I don't know, 17. But okay, what do I know?
So much going on here. Greg says the Falcons should have hired Kubiak. Do you know if Kubiak wanted to come to Atlanta?
I think people ignore that fact that like it takes two to tango. Like he could have not wanted to come here. Like what if he went to the interview? It's like think about you when you're looking for a new job and you go to like multiple interviews. At least that's what I do. And then I compare. Like, what do I think of the people interviewing me? What did I think about the environment? I always look at because I work in office settings, so I'm always looking at like the employees. How is their setup? Like, do they look happy? I compare the pay. I compare the, company's benefits.
Working
Obviously, this isn't,
relationships will heal your.
yes,
Culture,
right. Obviously, this isn't
what's
the
the
exact
culture
same
like?
thing.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
obviously, this isn't the exact same because I work in the medical field, so it's not the exact same as a football organization, right?
Right.
But at the same time, you got to think about it. It's not just like, oh, the Falcons wanted Kubiak. Oh, yep, we got him. Like, you don't just
Yeah.
pick him and then that's your guy. Like, it doesn't work that way. Like, maybe he didn't want to come here, or maybe he rather go to the Baltimore Ravens. We
Right.
don't know.
And it
Maybe
would
we
the
really don't
Kubiak is
know.
still working. If
Maybe
Arthur
the
Blank
love
told Matt
for
Ryan,
Kubiak.
we need a head coach by next week,
Right, right.
you're
And
not
maybe the
getting
love.
Clint Kubiak at this point in time. And if Clint Kubiak goes and beats the Rams next week, you got to wait until
February 15th.
February 15th or so. They don't
Yeah,
want to wait till February 15th.
correct.
I'm not the
Correct.
one who made the decision.
Correct. Correct.
Right.
And the bottom line is maybe the love between the Falcons and Kubiak was unrequited, meaning it was one way, meaning we wanted him, but maybe he didn't want us. So you don't know, but this is what I do know. You have a time frame that you're trying to get this done, right? You also have to understand that if we did wait, let's say we do wait until February the 15th, right? And there are four other teams who also waited. Now you have no leverage. You literally have to sit there and wait. And if you don't get them, congratulations. Now you got to hire this guy from Texas Tech as your new head coach. You put yourself in a position where you don't have any leverage and you're out of time and you get a guy that you didn't want anyway, right? You don't always get your number one guy. This is even in draft picks. You don't always get your number one guy. That's why you make a list. It's the same thing with head coaches. You at least should have a top 10 list because things can happen.
You
You know,
And
interviewed,
see,
right.
I
You
don't agree with
interviewed
Matty
12
Ice Rush.
candidates.
I don't
Right.
agree with Matty Ice Rush the process because for all we know, Kevin Stefanski was number 1A and Kubiak was 1B because like we said they were looking for somebody with head coaching experience.
right?
Whether you think that is what you would want, that's different than what the people who are hiring
In the
the
front
head coach
office.
wanted, right?
Right.
So if Kevin Stefanski was their number one pick all along, how is that rushing the process when they already had how many interviews? I believe 8 other interviews. Yes,
My
Kevin
biggest
was
thing
only
is what T
second
Boy
interview.
just said, Kerry. You wait until February 15th and still don't know if you're going to get Clint Kubiak.
Right.
And another
Right.
thing is now they're saying Stefanski would have still been there. You don't know that because
You
guess
don't
what?
know that. Well,
Stefanski
no,
had
no,
a
no, 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 no.
He
He
had
had a
two
second
face-to-face
interview.
interviews this
He
week, and the
did. He had
Dolphins and the
two
Titans.
second
Somebody was going
interviews.
to hire Kevin
Thank
Stefanski.
you. There
He
you
wasn't
go.
number. He wasn't
There
even.
you go.
Hold on. Here's the funny thing, T. Will. Kevin Stefanski was top on a couple other teams'
There you
lists.
go. There you
He
go.
wasn't the bottom of the list. He wasn't the bottom of the coaching class of tier rankings. He was at the top of some of these teams that wanted Kevin Stefanski.
But piggyback off of that, Rap Sheet said he was the second most
Wanted
coveted.
coach.
I
So
mean, think of it this way, right? You're going to prom, and there are two girls.
no,
One
they
is
weren't.
faithful, right? And the other one, she's got 15 different suitors. And you're waiting on her to break up with this guy, and she doesn't break. You can't wait. You need to know now. You need to make your arrangements now. You need to buy your tux, set up where the dinner's going to be, at least politic with her a little bit so you can have a good night. You don't have time to wait until a day before the prom. It is what it is. Okay.
And that's a good point. And if you could highlight Keith Simmons, he made a good point. This is not a Raheem hire because if we remember, no one else was interviewing Raheem.
There
It
you
was
go.
just the Atlanta Falcons who decided to go with Raheem after they interviewed, by the way, coaches that made it to the playoffs, with their new teams that we passed on.
Matt
So,
Ryan has
um,
done what he's done a decent job right now in the first week. I think in his football president of football operation. Mike McDaniels was a head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Mike McDaniels is interviewing for OC jobs and head coaching job. He just want a job.
Right.
Somebody hire me.
Right. He said,
Somebody hire me.
Somebody
He's not going out there expecting like this one head coaching job. I have to be the head coach of here. He just wants. John Harbaugh didn't say, I don't want to go. I want to go be the special teams coach over here on this side. John Harbaugh saw the best fit for him, for his family. He's 62 years old. He's been coaching with the Baltimore Ravens for 16 years. The Giants came knocking on his door. They rolled out the stretch limo. They gave him They gave him the key to New York. They probably gave him $500 million. They gave John Harbaugh everything he wanted.
Man.
Nobody knew what the Falcons gave John Harbaugh. Nobody knew what the Falcons said to John Harbaugh. But we see that the Giants wants to be that team again like they had with Eli. And they needed a head coach. They fired Brian DeBoer. They had quarterback issues before Jackson Dart got there. Even Jackson Dart right now doesn't even know if he's going to be the future. The kid can't even slide when it's time to slide. He's getting concussions every other week. So, of course, John Harbaugh seems to be a decent fit for the New York Giants. If he would have left the Giants, would he have signed with the Titans? Would he have signed with the Falcons? We don't know because the Giants didn't let him leave New York. So we don't know. How do you know if the Clint Kubiak answers the phone next week? Let's just say they lose to the Rams, answers the phone next week, and the Steelers are calling first. And he flies into Pittsburgh, and in Pittsburgh says, hey, who you got to meet with tomorrow? Oh, the Falcons? And what do you think Rooney's going to say? How old are you? 38? Let's see. Mike Tomlin was how old when we hired him? 37? How old was Cowher when we hired him? 36? How old was Noel when we hired him? 38? They wouldn't have let Clint Kubiak leave that building.
Right.
They put a hold on certain coaches that they want. The Giants knew that Harbaugh was about to meet with the Titans and probably come meet with the Falcons after. And they knew how critical it was to keep John Harbaugh in New York. Same like Clint Kubiak when he gets his offers in a couple of weeks when he's done with the Seattle Seahawks. Some team is going to block Clint Kubiak from going to meet with other teams.
Yep.
How do we know that the Falcons...
I'm going to laugh, Jack, if Clint... Sorry. I was going to say I'm going to laugh if Clint Kubiak decides he wants to stay with Seattle. He pulls a Ben Johnson. He pulls Joe Brady. And then all these people bashing and then he doesn't even go anywhere. He stays with his team. That happens sometimes. They change their mind. They want to stay longer. They like
I understand what the fans want. I totally get it. I'm all for it because I'm a fan myself. I am not. Kerry can tell you. T-Will can tell you. Clint was on our list. Okay? He is not at the bottom of the list. Clint was on our list. Kevin Stefanski was on our list. Antonio Pierce was not on our list. Vance Joseph was not on our list. Anthony Weaver he's around there, but he's not on our list. I think Jesse Minter started working up the list on us too as well. I saw that clip of Jesse Minter coaching with the Chargers too as well. Solid young coach in the NFL. I think he's going to do great things with whatever team he goes to. Mike McDaniels was a name that Falcon fans were like, well, he knows Arthur. He knows Matt Ryan. He knows some of the people in the building. It'd be much easier for Mike McDaniel to be the head coach here. But then some fans were saying, no, bring Mike McDaniels as the OC. Bring him back in the OC position. Fans have different perspectives of what they want. That's all it is. For me, I had no problem with Kevin Stefanski hire because I haven't seen him coach here in Atlanta. I understand what he did in Cleveland. I get it. But he's in Atlanta now.
Jack, I don't mean to cut you off, but Kerry's got to go. So.
Yeah, it's time for us to start wrapping this up too as well. I think we're 2 hours and 30 minutes. T-Will, we talked about 1 hour. We talked about 1 hour.
Oh, man.
You know. But shout out to Greg too as well, man.
The show threw us off a little bit. So,
what a crazy show, guys.
I feel you. Shout out to Brian People. Shout out to Greg Turd, Holler, Nando Barrington, Dr. Ganja.
Sorry, what? Holler?
It's a Greg Turd Holler. The Turd Holler.
Sorry,
I love the name, Greg.
I
love the name, Greg.
Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, wow.
Hey, shout out to Greg. Shout out to Greg. Shout out to Brian People.
Shout out to Greg. I love the name, bro.
Greg came in here saying what he had to say about Kevin Stefanski on a not so good note, but he wasn't being disrespectful. He just going over there saying his thing about that.
Look,
Right.
Everybody has the right to express their own opinion. Greg, we love you, bro. Hey, express how you feel.
He
As long as
said,
you
Right.
"Good luck, Atlanta." I appreciate that. Good luck to you
exactly, but
too, whatever
as long as you
organization you're part of.
express how you feel respectfully, hey man, you can come here anytime, bro. We love you,
Greg,
bro.
Greg, who are you a fan of? We'd like to know. Who are you a fan of?
Yeah,
Because the Kevin
who's your
Stefanski done
fan,
brought
Greg?
fans from all over the
I
NFL to
don't know
our
about
chat
this
tonight, so we
happened
wanted to
tonight.
know.
Like we're seeing so many new faces. Like never seen Turd Holler before. That's new, and I'm not surprised because tonight we saw a lot of wild new things. That's for sure.
Right. And you can see from the people, David Breland's in the chat. Brian Peoples is in the chat. Dr. Gunja is in the chat. So many people here talking Falcons football. So many people here are probably fans of other teams. B. Craig is in the chat. He says, Jack is older than Jesus and still got a job. Big shout out to Craig in the chat too as well. Jesus, I tell you, Craig.
Oh
Uh,
my god.
Greg is a
Dr.
Giants
Gunja said,
fan.
huh?
Greg is a Giants fan.
He's a Giants
So it
fan.
makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, it all makes sense. So
Okay.
you enjoy your new
Giants
era
fan.
under
Just gave
Okay.
Harbaugh.
this man $100 million.
And
Yeah, y'all
he's
did.
and that's why he said Harbaugh's gonna bring them to the promised land and Stefanski's gonna do
Oh, so
nothing for
so
us.
we
So
can't go on your page and tell you the bad things about Harbaugh now, can we? Because
Oh, okay. That's how it
no,
goes.
that's not how we operate though. It's all
we don't
good.
operate like that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
We
all
all
don't.
good,
good.
man. You're
We'll
welcome
see
to
you
come
guys
back
in the NFC
anytime, bro.
Championship game. We don't play you guys this year, so
Yeah,
hey,
it's all good, man.
let's wrap this thing on up, man. It's been a great time from the show tonight. We're gonna be back on Wednesday night talking Falcons football.
I don't know. I might need a breather if
Oh
you
shit. We might be back in the summer, goddamn. No, I'm just playing. It's been a lot tonight. It's been a lot tonight on the show. We did not expect some of the comments. All T Will Carey, you know this. We just go live just to go live and talk Falcons. I didn't expect to see what happened tonight. I was surprised to see the emotions of the Atlanta Falcons fan base and others tonight on the podcast. But guess what? At the end of the day, we had a great time talking Falcons football, and that's what One Time for the Fan is all about. It's from the fan for the fan. So we'll get to our shout outs. And after we're done with these shout outs, we're going to go ahead and wrap this show on up and get up out of here. So, Carrie, I guess it's to you first, and then we'll go to T Will. And then, look, Mactown Dirty just now showed up. 2.5 hours in, and here comes Mactown
Hey,
Dirty.
what up, man? What's going
What's
on,
up,
Mac?
Mac?
Hey Mactown. Yeah, I mean, shout out to you, Jack. Shout out to T Will. Shout out to Bodie. Shout out to almost no. I was just say shout out to almost everyone in the chat.
Oh wow! Oh,
Shout out to my
boy.
haters. No, I don't have haters. I don't think I have haters, but no. Oh my goodness, guys! Wow, what a night. I thought
And
this
you were
was a
supposed
good
to show us your
evening.
new Falcons jacket too, as well. This is supposed to be a night of
Nah,
just
that's gonna have to be another night,
right.
man. I went ahead and let my lemon pepper wings get cold. Like, man, what a
Damn, not the
Sheesh.
lemon pepper
yes.
wings.
You
Damn.
got to
And
throw
they
them back in
messed
the
up
air
my
fryer.
order. And they messed up my order because I wanted them wet. They can't. They're dry, but it's all good.
I
All
wonder
that to
if dude
say.
called in and messed up your order on purpose.
Right.
I
She
still like
wants it
lemon pepper
dry.
dry, but I prefer the wet. But it's all good. Um, all that to say, I appreciate everyone in the chat. Even the people in here being very negative. It's all good. I hope you find some happiness in your life. And I truly might pray for you this evening. I'm not gonna lie. But I really do appreciate everyone in the chat. I do. I know I always say that, but all you that you backed me up, I really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, along with what T Will had to say. That really, honestly, made me start crying. So, like, I really appreciate you guys. You're like family to me. So, thank you guys so much. I hope everyone has a good night. And let's just hope and pray that everything works out for our Atlanta Falcons. Because all we want to do is win, right? No matter who our coach is, who the
That's
players
right.
are on the roster, we are Falcons fans above all. So
That's right.
let's just hope that it all works out, right? And a lot of the people that are upset with the hire right now end up being wrong. I'm hoping it's like a Jeff Ulbrich where everybody was so angry that we brought the buddy buddy system back and No one wanted. I mean, I didn't know anybody that was really like thrilled about that hire, and look how it worked out for us. Our defense ended up breaking a record in sacks, a franchise record in sacks. So, all that to say, I hope everyone has a good night, and I truly appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. If it's your first time here, definitely head over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. Or if you're on Twitter, you can hit the follow button too as well. One time for the fan on Twitter. Carrie is at Carrie. What is it? Carrie. I forget what it is, Carrie. What is it? What's your Twitter, Carrie?
I'm not giving it tonight.
Okay, we're not giving away to Carrie. We're not doing that tonight. Oh shit! Let's get to that point. We got to get personal security.
Where
That
you
guy
live?
We might
might
get
be on his
security
Burger
to
account coming
follow
for
Carrie
you.
out of this podcast real quick. Make sure
That
she's
guy
tucked
is.
into bed
Where
tonight.
you
I
live,
mean, some
Carrie?
people have multiple YouTube channels, so he might be
Yeah,
on
they
here
do.
from his other YouTube, and he's
You
gonna be
better
looking for
know it.
my socials. So I'll
Well, you
You
can
pass.
better
catch
know
Carrie
it.
on One Time for the Fan. If not, if you see her on social media, that probably is Carrie. If you don't,
Where you
she's
live?
here on One Time for the Fan, talking Falcons football in a positive way. But yeah, head over to the YouTube channel, first time subscribers, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Facebook page, One Time for the Fan. Twitter, One Time for the Fan. Instagram, One Time for the Fan. T Will for my ATL Sports, One Time for the Fan. My brother is on you.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, first and foremost, to everybody who joined us, we appreciate you. We thank you. We thank God for you. And look, we come here to talk about the Falcons and have a good time and uplift the human spirit. That's what I'm all about. You don't have to agree with me. That's fine. You don't have to agree with us. But we need to respect one another. And at the end of the day, man, it's so much going on in the world. We need to show each other love and courtesy. And that's all I'm talking about. You ain't got to agree. The fact that you're in here, we appreciate you because you didn't have to be in here. But at the end of the day, it's about love, y'all. It's about love. It's about respect. It's about appreciation. It's about fellowship. It's about having a good time. And damn it, it's about those Atlanta Falcons. So to everybody who joined us, we thank you. Want to thank God for sending us your way, our way, and sending us y'all's way, I think, whatever. Last but not least, you can catch me at For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. If it's about the Atlanta sports, if it's about movies and TV, you can catch me at For My ATL Movies 1 on YouTube as well. And hey, man, y'all have an amazing day. Love y'all. Hopefully everyone has a great week and we find out who the GM is. Last but not least, my brother Jack, who I will love forever. My sister Carrie, who I will love forever. My brother Bodie, who I will love forever. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. And just so y'all know, we are family and it is what it is. Last but not least, Jack, thank you for giving my opportunity. Brother Eric, if you're out there, I love you, bro. Thank you for giving my opportunity. Y'all have a good night. Jack, it's on you, brother.
Hey, it's cool, man. You see Greg in the chat now. Greg was saying all that about Kevin Stefanski, but he lets you know that air fryer will bring them lemon pepper wings back. He lets you know that. So
I love the air fryer. I'm with you though.
Oh man,
Air
you
fryer is
might
so
have to
fun.
bring it out. You might have to bring it
Hey.
out, Carrie.
Shout out to Monte Carlo too. Like you guys are a trip, always making me laugh. He said I'm gonna put a candle on my windowsill tonight.
yeah, put some salt by the door and get rid of all the bad vibes or something like that. Hey man, Falcon fans in the chat. It's going down in a major way. Y'all are great. Look at Christy Lewis is in here too as well. It's so great to see you all
Christy,
there.
Oh my
Mississippi.
goodness. You missed
You know
a
Christy,
wild
you know
show,
Christy live
Christy.
in Mississippi, right, Jack? What up? What
Yes.
up, Christy? Christy from the ladies of AFN and Auntie Pam and Maggie T. What's going on, y'all?
Yeah, it's going down in a major way. Big shout out to you all. Greg Turd said, appreciate you guys. So big shout out to Greg checking in from New York, Giants fan. And that's the one thing about Big Low Country's chat. You see it with Big Low Country's show. There's Saints fans in there. There's Bucks fans in there. There's Panther fans in there. And they're going at it back and forth. But then when there's something that they can all agree on, they be like, yeah, man, you right. You know what? You right. Hey, you know what, country, you right. Hey, man, Bucks fan, you know what? You cool with me today, brother. So I like seeing that type of, that fellowship when everybody's in the chat. And they might say some things that other fans don't appreciate and might say some things that fans are like, well, Stefanski will be good. No, he won't. OC will be good. No, he won't. Jeff Ulbrich should have been traded. No, he shouldn't. But at the end of the day, when we say we appreciate you all and thank you for being here for the show, everybody says sends their love and praise back to us. So Big shout out to you all. Greg says air fryer is a godsend for bringing back fried foods. So maybe Greg likes talking food. Maybe I talk some more food with Greg. Kevin Stefanski might not be his number one thing to talk about, but it seems like he knows about some food. So big shout out to Greg in the chat.
We like food too, Greg. We like food here too.
Oh yes, we do. Oh
Greg, you got to talk. We talking about lemon pepper wings, Greg. Come on.
Yes, we do.
Come on now, Greg. This is Atlanta now. We'll get to some lemon pepper wings.
You're in the right place, brother. You're in the right place.
But thank you all for just being here tonight. Chat is live. Chat is lit, except for the lames that was in here earlier. Had to get rid of them. Mac Dirty, if you go back and watch the beginning of the show, we got a lot that happened in the first 30 minutes. But we're back. We're here. Yeah. We love talking Falcons football with everybody. And we're gonna be here later on this week. J Kid, where the hell you been? J Kid.
Oh man, you missed it.
Bro.
You missed the whole show, my
friend. Bro, we needed J Kid in here earlier, man. Come on. Yeah.
Hey. There's Yuri too.
Yuri's in here too. Yuri's at some fancy restaurant. They just closed, and Yuri's probably waiting on the Uber XL. Yuri's a big time player in the city. That's how he moved. Big Rolex, big fancy jackets, and all that type of stuff. But yeah, man, chat is live. Chat is lit. The fans in the stands held down the show tonight. One time for the fan. We're back on Wednesday night talking Falcons football. Unless there's something that happens between the Falcons between now and Wednesday, we'll probably do a pop-up show. Hell, we might even just do one tomorrow or Tuesday because we had so much to talk about. We couldn't even get to it. Cass is in the chat now too as well. So big shout out to everybody who tuned in tonight. As you guys know, one time for the fan, we're on YouTube. If you haven't been over there yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, run the likes up. It's literally right there underneath these words, whatever it is. Just hit the like button real quick. Tell your Falcons friends about it. Head over to the Instagram page. If you guys have Instagram right there, follow the One Time for the Fan page. And we just love talking Falcons football. We didn't even talk about the quarterback. We didn't talk about the running back. We didn't even talk about the roster. It was 2.5 hours dedicated to Kevin Stefanski. So, Kevin Stefanski, welcome to Atlanta. I'll tell you right now. But guess what? We're back later on this week talking Falcons. And I'm glad that you all were here tonight. Let's continue, this good energy going forward. And to Carrie, to Bodie, to T Will, former ATL Sports One Time for the Fan, we are up out of here, y'all. So
rise up.